chance to get in here. Why Solace? I'm gonna do this quick video, not taking too much time, explaining inheritance and how black inheritance is destroyed and how we assist in this destruction of heritage, so to say. Now, the first few people in, please let me know if I'm clear. Like I said, I'm giving you all a chance to get in here. Start at the 2-minute mark or so. Like I said, let me know if I'm clear, please. Peace and wisdom all out. I'm gonna start in a few seconds. I'm trying to give everyone a chance to get in here. Okay, I'm about to start. Now, this video is just a little jewels for black people, mainly the generations to come. Peace and wisdom, page E3. Like I said, this video is for black people, current, but mainly for generations to come. Just a little jewels for the back pocket, you know. Now, of course, we all live in a system. When I say system, I'm speaking of a developed city, developed country. Of course, when you're dealing with the developed country, you're dealing with a monopoly system. This is basically to say like the monopoly game. So you're playing the game, trying to get the paper, but I don't want to get too lost on that aspect. The main aspect I want you guys to focus on is this. As black people, our being separated as a people that's being exploited, you get my point, by other races. Let's say Arabic races and some Caucasian races. I'll say that again. If you're young, because we're separated as a people, you see how y'all shoot each other and shit like that and brag about it? Because we put our dirty drawers on Front Street for everybody to see, it gives people, you know, insight on how to tear you down more, you know, bring you down more, or make your problems more. Now, the point I'm making is, we live inside of a system, monopoly system. In that, y'all are already in a system where y'all are competing with one another for jobs, attention. Maybe you could turn that fame into some money. But you get my point? You live in a system where you have to earn revenue. This is the only way you're going to make it, day to day. And that y'all are all competing because that's what the system is. So it's drilled into the psyche. Y'all have football, basketball, basically sports. Y'all have music awards. All these things help for the competition or the competitive act, the competitive nature that's being pushed into us. Now, of course, if we have a competitive nature, we'll never be unified. The point I'm making is this. You have to be aware of those things. If you're not, then you assist with the problem. Now, the point I'm making is this. There's a lot of black unity groups. There's a lot of y'all running around screaming out black unity. But we're overlooking that everybody's competing with each other. From family level down. It's in the nature. That can be overlooked, but you can't overlook that and then get to the black powers, black unity, skipping over the points. And so the point I'm making is, y'all competing with each other. This is the reason why we can't unify, but this is all strategic. And you go back to slavery. It's a sign that y'all for sale. You get my point? Y'all are all competing for a chance. In that, y'all sellouts to the chance givers, but y'all overlook that. So if you on here, you black, you tearing down the next black YouTuber, but you doing that because you competing for the attention, hoping you can turn that into some fame and some revenue. If you a basketball player, you more than likely competing with other black basketball players, because who else? You get my point? I'm giving y'all a perspective. If you're just a regular citizen, so you're looking for a job like other regular citizens. Y'all are competing with one another. When y'all chilling in y'all little groups, y'all are competing for who has control, and you get it? We never look at why are we competing. If you do, then you'll realize, okay, everybody's competing for a chance. We're not the chance givers. In that, do you get my point? Everybody's sellouts, but screaming the opposite. So that's the first thing we have to address. Y'all all goddamn sellouts, but y'all all playing the game on each other and self. Meaning if you wake up, you in the Black Power group, right? Conscious community. The Black Power and all of that. But tomorrow morning, you're going to work. You're going to clock in. You are a whole adult playing Halloween little kid bootleg schoolyard group games. I'm this, I'm that, I'm Black Unified, I'm Black Power, and then you go clock your ass in looking stupid. And that's the truth of it. I'll say it again. You a whole Hebrew Israelite and you stand on the corner talking that dumb shit, but you get your little SSI check at the end of the month from the government. Are you taking your goofy ass to work and clocking in for the system, but then turning around on the weekend pumping bullshit talk? And we all doing this to ourselves. It's not like the Hebrews is advancing in any way. It's not like the conscious community advancing in any way. And it's not like you greasy ass niggas that's the onlookers and citizens. It ain't like y'all advancing in any way. Everybody just sitting around playing stupid competitive games with each other, pretending like we're down. Meaning y'all are assisting the oppressor right on Front Street, then turning around to one another talking about, I'm more black than you because look at my costume. Look at the group I'm a part of. A group don't make you black, a costume don't make you black. Nobody don't even need to claim black or anything nationality-wise until we act accordingly. How you talking about you a nation of people, but y'all chopping each other down? Whether you talking killing on the streets with the young or goofy ass old niggas hating, cause it's all the same. Again, the young niggas is chopping each other down on the street, and the old goofy ass niggas, y'all chopping each other down in society. And y'all are doing this for white people or whoever you want to view as in control. This go back to slavery times. This how the slaves used to be on the plantation, competing with each other, who could dig dirt faster and shit. Maybe they get a little slice of apple pie, some shit. It was petty, but it's still the same. Y'all competing with each other for truly nothing, to then turn around and be like, I'm better than you, because that's all y'all doing it for at the end of the day. Y'all not doing it because you like, oh, you get me? The black race has been separated and taught how to be selfish as hell. And now parading on like, that's not true. Look, we're in a group together. We grown. Y'all got to get real. Everybody got to get real. And so y'all being manipulated by the chance givers, let's say. Because like I said, y'all are competing for a chance. Whether you a citizen working, whether you somebody online, competing for attention, y'all are all tearing each other down in whatever y'all do, secretly, and on Front Street. And y'all are doing this for the chance givers. Meaning that's who's standing behind it. When you see one black person tearing down the next, they doing it for opportunity, or really for the attention, so that can get them an opportunity with one of these white corporations. And that the white corporation could turn this one against that one, and you get my point? I'll say that again. The white corporations can put this one against that one against that one. Control niggas when they say like you gonna get canceled to cut off. In that, y'all oblige. You get it? Meaning as black people, we act like we all powerful and I'm that nigga. But then there's some white person that got their hand up your ass. They work for a corporation and they signed you. That part. And now you help them to manipulate our young to buy all the products that you know our young can't afford. And that part is put to the side like it don't happen. I'll say it again. You a rapper, you a singer, whatever you are. You make your money by selling your music and going to do your shows. But when did it become about you fucking over your own? Where now they telling you shit to promote that you knowing like, man, my people can't afford that shit. They don't even need to see me in that. It's only gonna give them ideas. Y'all be fronting with white people shit. Meaning some of the stars y'all watch and follow, and they be flossing with their cars and their big houses, those be they white record exec. Or the corporation that they signed to letting them front so they can bring a law to themselves, and you get it? That's going to generate money for the company. You get it? It's like if you represent me, I'll fix you up and shit. It's going to help people to gravitate towards you. Yeah, you could use my what's the name. Think if you a black person and you got your little label. And now you signing the young dudes from the hood, but you ain't got enough money to give them everything. So you say, here, you can put my fur coat on and shit. Y'all got to make it look good. Like that. Here, stand in front of my car. It's the same bump. And so you get my point? If you young, you being manipulated to buy big Cuban link chains, but we don't make jewelry. Maybe one or two of us you may can find that do, but for the most part, we don't own the jewelry companies and we ain't making jewelry like that. Y'all ain't Johnny Dang and none of that. Do you get it? We promoting cars. If they want y'all to buy a new car, they give Mayweather the new dope car, and you just be like, yeah, this is my new ride. And then whoever's getting money that's black, they're going to want it too because they want to compete. And do you get it? It's like a sales. And we fall into these things because secretly we all in competition for a chance to look better than each other. Hopefully y'all following, especially if you young, because you falling into this. And so you get my point? All this lead to y'all being in jail and other things, because y'all desires is more than y'all income. And so you know that ain't never good when the desires is above the income. And so it starts there, being aware that y'all sellouts are for the most part the people y'all like. They cold blood sellouts. And so they work for the system. And that ain't no different than a slave in the past making money for master. So master gonna keep him close, and competition thing. Slave don't want to lose their spot, so y'all all be trying to tear each other down to keep your spot, not realizing what you serving when you do that. Yeah, you view it as, nah, I'm serving myself, nigga gonna get my spot. But you don't view it as in a whole. They want y'all all to do that. And y'all all are. Meaning whatever little spot y'all all got, y'all all scraping and scrambling for it. In that, y'all competing with each other, tearing each other down. This is why if I ask y'all, whatever group you win, why all y'all tear down is y'all own. It don't matter who you watch on YouTube, whether you talking Charleston White, Hassan Campbell, Black Hebrew Israelites, conscious community, rappers, basketball players, anything you could think of concerning blacks, y'all just tear one another down. But y'all say the oppressor is white. Now, if you white, I'm not saying y'all are, but just if you black focus. Y'all say the oppressor is white, then y'all turn around and do the work for the oppressor. While playing dumb, talking about, no, we working on being unified. It don't make no sense. In that, we be in the same conditions. Playing people games. Now, you see how they tearing down Diddy? They say he a raper. And before him, it was Bill Cosby. And before him, it was whoever, and it don't ever stop. This is like the high-up corporations' way of destroying inheritance. You get it? P. Diddy's important now, and he have children, and they make him go far, do some great things in his time when he gone. If not them, maybe their grandkids. You get it? Who knows? They got a lot of influence though. So they destroy their legacy. In that, the generation to follow can't. You get it? It's like Eazy-E. Eazy-E got kids, but they not eating off the Eazy-E legacy. Because Eazy-E legacy is a little tainted because he got AIDS and whatever else they wanted to say. Do you follow? So it's the same with Bill Cosby. If I ask y'all what Bill Cosby kids doing, I suppose they should have hella, you get it? They should have hella outlets to do any goddamn thing they want. But most of y'all will say, I don't really know what Cosby kids is doing. Like that. If they destroy Cosby legacy, then the corporations, you know, generations later, which is the kids' generations, have reason to not deal with them because they say, you know, your daddy was tainted. So then, you know, people might not want to deal with you. The problem is y'all with that. And that's the whole point. They don't want to tear down P. Diddy or tear down Cosby. They want y'all to do it. Being as though y'all already competing with each other. When y'all see somebody looking like they having it bad, y'all flock on like vultures. Maybe I could get attention off the carcass. It become disgusting because it's clear by now y'all should know this is some kind of agenda or ploy where they just pick somebody new ever so often, especially when you got niggas pre-calling it before it happened. Like that. Everybody in the black community claim to act like y'all so solid and strong, but truly y'all bitches. And y'all have little bitch problems with each other. Y'all blackball them, y'all like that. That part, meaning y'all let these motherfuckers strip y'all of y'all dignity and manhood. To where you a whole bitch now taking offense to little goofy ass shit, but you don't take offense when a nigga got his hand up your ass. And that's literal for some of y'all. It's the same with Will Smith and whoever you could think of. It's about they children. Will Smith kids ain't gonna get no motherfucking work in Hollywood. Do you get it? Them Jada and Will kids, they will not eat. And if they do, they won't have no influence. That's the main thing, the influence. Cosby and his kids won't have no influence with y'all. Will Smith and his kids, well, his kids mainly. He old now, it don't really matter what's going on with him. That's why I'm saying it's about interfering with the inheritance. Otherwise, y'all will pass y'all splendor down. Maybe we ain't own no corporations, but we do own the splendor. You get it? The people following us. And that, Will Smith passed that down to his children, y'all be following his kids. And that's generational wealth. You get it? His pops already put in his work, so now his kids, they got that nice head start. They chop that off. Meaning when black people get to a certain level, when they old and gray, then whatever corporations they deal with, or were dealing with, destroy their legacy, their name. That way their kids after them can't eat. You get my point? The bad part is we assist in it. Because we have little girly emotional problems and we're already competing with one another. And so, do you get my point? We start out talking to fighting so-called depressions, but then y'all only be attacking one another for the so-called oppressions. This is a nigga at work right now at McDonald's snitching on another nigga. I hope he get a raise, maybe. Something. Fucking french fries or something. I don't know. And this go all the way up to the highs in the black, race. And so, if you young kind of grasp those things, you got to become aware of the manipulation games that's being played on you. You got to become aware of those who come before you that already sold you out. Because it's a whole exploitation game at this point. Meaning niggas will get out on the streets and give bums food. But that don't do nothing. You get my point? I feed people that's already helping theyself. Let's say you work with some shit and I come in and deal with you at work. Like I shop wherever you work. I'll tip them and buy them lunch. And you get my point? What am I doing that for a bum for? He don't even care about himself. That's a waste. I'm from the hood for real. A bum will sell what you buy them. It could be food. Nigga got a habit. And we'll throw that shit in the garbage as soon as you walk around the corner. He was hoping you gave me money. He didn't want to be rude in your face. He too high to eat. He too drunk. His belly too full of... You get it? He don't want no food. He want the money so he can get high. The point I'm making is y'all exploit one another. Meaning the poor amongst us, y'all will exploit them like, oh, I'm giving back. So you could promote like, I'm a good person. And it's all on a corporation dollar and their little idea. You get my point? It become the stagnance where we don't never get nothing accomplished. Meaning, whatever you see now, it been. Meaning if you young, whatever you see now, the little groups and all this weird talk and black this, it been that. That's generation after generation. Same old, same old. You get it? You're going to have the sellouts, and then they're going to be manipulating the people, which is, the up-and-coming generation. To be a bozo. But in that, we don't ever get no control and no merit. This is why Russell Simmons, of course, they slandered him out too. This is why Russell Simmons' kids are not running the record labels. You get my point? But instead, y'all are dealing with these people's children now. Let's say you were a boxer, let's say you were a rapper. The people running the labels that you work for are now their children. You know they children, but at the same time, do you get it? You now dealing with these people's children. This old slave shit. A slave master get old and die. The slave the same age as the damn slave master, and now he worked for the slave master's grandson. This little nigga coming to the slave master, the slave asking him what to do. Because the slave was around with his grandfather. He don't know shit. That part and the slave just go with it. I'll help you figure this out. Y'all become that in the music business. You sign a fucking Def Jam. Jadakiss and them would sign a Def Jam or whoever. I'm just using them as an example. They probably dealing with Def Jam executive kids. Little white goofy motherfuckers. When y'all watching these podcasts, these podcasts like little white kids. Let's say you watch a podcast and the nigga interviewing all the black rappers and stuff that you like, but the nigga sound white behind the mic. Like, I know that's a white boy. These little white kids, they rich daddies, get it? Buy them a whole podcast, and they just buy black niggas to come. You get my point? This shit go deep. Niggas selling out the little kids. The little kids want to live out their dream where they want to act like they cool with the rappers. You might see certain rappers with white people and you like, who the fuck is those? Who is those people? They might be young. You like, who them young little kids that's white, but they know Meek Mill. Pops done paid these niggas to hang with him. You get my point? The same way y'all will pay somebody to come on y'all podcast to get it lit, working with more money than y'all. Because we'll pay these niggas to have a whole podcast with their kid. You have a podcast with two famous people you know and then a white person you never seen before. You like, who the fuck is that? That part is his podcast. That part. We getting bought and sold the fuck out. And because we don't have no control, so we find ourselves competing with one another for a chance. At this point, you get it? You're working for fucking babies. It's the same in boxing and anything you could think of. These things is being inherited by the corporation owners' kids. And they controlling the flow of what's happening. And that they controlling y'all that work for the businesses. Mind you, the people that was working for the businesses, they kids should be running it, if anything. Meaning Russell Simmons' kids should be running Def Jam. Or they should have some kind of thing going in music where you got to deal with them in regards to music. How they don't. I bet you every other person from the beginnings of music, Russell Simmons times do. That's white. I guarantee it. But they don't. What DMX kids got ownership in fucking Def Jam of? Where they can walk in and be like, yo, my pops is DMX, so cut me a check and shit. Shit hard. Real shit. You don't think the little white kids can do that? You don't think they can do that? Shit, my pops started this shit, cut me a fucking check. They all in the ballroom standing on the table. Or pull their dick out and piss right on your shoe. You got no manners. They don't... A white spoil you brat. This shit go deep, meaning our selling out go deeper than y'all could grasp, but we helping with things we don't even understand. And so y'all helping with destroying inheritance. For the most part, most of y'all don't care. You bitted out, meaning if you black, you've been playing in the system for so long, now you bitted out, because it's a game, so you're going to lose most of the time. Maybe you win ever so often. Meaning the city you live in is just a game. You work your job, you lose your job, then you gambling to find another one, and you playing the game. The dream. Maybe I'll hit the lotto. You know, everybody got a dream where maybe they'll just end up rich for no fucking reason. And most people die impoverished, but they had a dream that they'd hit the lotto or some shit like that. If you don't understand your grandmother, just think of her. She was gonna be on a Price is Right or something, my nigga. You feel me? According to her, one day she was gonna strike it big. It ain't happen. It ain't happening. You ain't really think about it. It ain't that important. You know, everybody got dreams. That's how you probably look at it. But do you get my point? Y'all are being put on stagnance. Meaning if you live in a system that's really a game, and you know a game got to do with distraction, then y'all waste y'all whole lives distracted playing a game. Y'all think the game is the only ways to wealth. Even though the game is the only way to you becoming stagnant and looking dumb. And whoever look like they're winning the game, it's just like the nigga that's playing an old school trick. He say, pick the ball under the goddamn cup, nigga. But his buddies win. Oh shit, that nigga won. Oh, y'all lose though. Like that. All y'all trying to be rappers, y'all ain't gonna be rappers because y'all don't know no rappers. Only the rappers gonna put on the people they know. It's a lead on game. That leads you on, keep you stagnant. All y'all know is the game. You know, the monopoly system game we live in. Get a loan from the bank, you know, buy a house, end up in jail, shit like that. DJ Envy shit. Monopoly game shit. In that, y'all don't understand beyond the game. Meaning our young's supposed to be getting schooled on the beyond the game. Taught like, you know, resources. Everything you see in the store, that comes from resources. And so whoever controls the land, control the resources that's being produced on the land. And that's who controls the money, because you get it, more than likely they're printing the money, that's what's representing, you get it? The civilians deal with the money and the products. That's the game. Work your job, make sure you can get you some products. And you can get it on credit, that way you can fall into debt. We can make sure that you keep playing the game, because you can't quit the game if you're in debt. This most y'all lives, y'all learn debt. Get my credit up so I can use my credit and then be in debt. I'm getting me a house note, a mortgage. And I'll be in debt for 30 years, and that I definitely have to work for 30 years. I can't even take a break. I'll give me a car note too, that way I can have more debt, and then I could just be locked in this system where I can't even take a vacation for 2 fucking days because I got 2 jobs. Pay all my debt off. They trick y'all with the debt game. That's why as soon as you turn 18, they send you a whole bunch of credit card offers. Or as soon as you clean up your credit, desperate for you to be in debt because they know then you got to earn revenue. In that, you locked in the game. We fall into that, not understanding beyond that. Beyond those games, beyond that whole... Let me know, one of y'all don't mind, let me know if I'm still on, because it's a little frozen on my end. But in that, we fall into the games. Playing other people's games. Most of y'all haven't taken the time out to look at y'all reality. How wrapped up y'all are. Meaning, life's like this. Peace and wisdom. Life's like this. Of course, if you knew I'm the wisest man alive. I'm not a kid, I'm really wise, so you don't age when you're really wise. But you have perspective. This is how life is perceived. You have perspectives. Speaking of how life is perceived. And then the reality. Now, of course, the perspectives is coming from persons. So you got a bunch of persons in life, and y'all all got y'all perspective of life. And of course, you have the reality. Most people are living other people's perspective. So you live in the city, you go to work every day, you do this, that, that. That's somebody else's whole game that they thought of, city developers, whatever. They whole game they thought of. You was born into it, fell into it. You in the game, don't realize it. And do you get my point? Living out somebody else's ideas. You say, I'm in a conscious community. Cool. You living out somebody else's perspective. Like that. Most people live like that, never evolving to the reality. In that y'all are lost in other people's ideas, this is when y'all be bound, you get it? Actually acting out and living whatever game they got you in. Y'all be living out people's ideas or their perspective. And this go from as high as you can think to the smallest things, to where somebody could tell you, I don't like this person, and then you don't. Like that. Y'all live out other people's perspectives, never becoming aware of that and seeing the real reality. Like I said, you got everybody's perspective, then you got the reality, which is the true perspective. But most people never evolve to the true perspective. I guess this is what your wise evolve to. People like myself. Where I can even tell you that. Even my point. We have to evolve as minds, as a nation of people. And the only way that can happen is when we stop being so dependent on the system or society being. Meaning, our young come up generation after generation, born into the society, dependent on the society, which is man. Meaning y'all dependent on man to make sure y'all can eat, have shelter, clothes, and money coming in. But this all got to do with the society and the men who built it. So y'all living out their ideas, their ideals. Old white motherfuckers like George Washington. Y'all living out their game, never evolving beyond that to say, hold on. As long as I'm dependent on man to get my needs met, I'm going to always be in a position to be controlled and used to attack my own. Because y'all desperate and in need is why y'all will sell y'all own out. You get my point? Like that. You in a rap group, but they say, man, we only want you. Your boys is horny. You gonna drop them niggas and be like, yo, I'm gonna make sure y'all get on. You ain't gonna stand firm and say, nah, fuck you, nigga. We come together and that's that, and don't ever try that shit again. That part. We're too desperate. I want a chance. And that, you get my point? We'll sell each other out. And that we can't acquire anything like any real power. Like I said, the power got to do with the resources, the land. We never have no access to land. If we do, it's as individuals. As individuals, you're going to find yourself serving a higher authority. We don't get that. So the small few amongst us who do acquire something, it be like that. As an individual or a small group who's sold out to higher authority. Never as a whole nation of people being on an intellectual level to actually get what they're owed, what's due to them. And so you get it, generation after generation, we keep falling into those foolishness. There you go. Somebody feeds you, they can starve you. Yeah, we go through that too. Because we fed by the system, we get starved out by the system. And that, the system control our rage and who we direct it at. And say, man, they the problem. Then y'all direct y'all anger wherever y'all need to. This is how y'all able to tear each other down. Tear that nigga down, man. Blackball that nigga or something, or your ass gonna be done. And that they can control what the stars say and promote to y'all. You get my point? While they tearing down Diddy, if anybody want to support him and say something nice, you know what they gonna tell him? You gonna be done in this industry. You follow? In that, y'all all sit back and y'all in assistance to y'all own demise as individuals. That's why it's sad. See, y'all all dying as individuals the same way y'all all trying to become great as individuals. So it balance out. Y'all stepping on each other so y'all could be great individually. But then y'all have to die individually. So you see like Puff, Will Smith, Cosby, everybody. All of y'all gonna get y'all turn, everybody. This go all the way to the conscious community people. Polite, Eligio, anybody you could think of, nigga. Tasha fucking K. Anybody you could think of. But everybody gonna get their turn. Meaning y'all all gonna get fucked over. And it's sad because y'all all already know it too. Meaning most y'all like, I already know it. Trying to do what I could do before. I try to do what I could do before they do. That part, what's the point of that? Sitting silently knowing your day gonna come while assisting niggas before your time get chopped down. Y'all will assist in chopping down P. Diddy like one of y'all ain't next. Y'all will assist in disrespecting Will Smith and his family like one of y'all ain't next. The same way y'all did with Cosby, nigga. Disrespecting Cosby. Now look how many of y'all have followed. That part. Y'all think this shit a joke. Y'all better get real. They gonna tell you I'ma sell out. I don't know if they did. They will at some point. Whoever tell y'all the truth, they gonna tell you that, nigga. Man, that nigga sell out. Don't pay him no mind. Blood, they just sell out. Y'all better open y'all eyes. Y'all in a bad spot. Meaning each generation coming up, they get locked in more and more. We ain't got no wiggle room. And so, if you young, you gotta become aware of these things. Meaning y'all all competing to get a chance at what's gonna kill you, man. You get my point? You got mad examples, XXXTentacion, so on and fucking so forth. Bobby Shmurda just got out of jail. He's half a spicy. You trying to go to jail and come out spicy? Now let me shut up. I live close to Brooklyn. I don't want you little goofy ass niggas bumming. GS9, GS17. I don't know the names, but you feel me? I don't want y'all come fucking with me. What you said, old nigga? Nothing, blood. Here's some jelly beans. You could bribe little kids in the daytime. Man. Dealing with black people, they be 30 years old, childish as shit. You tell them, here, man, I got some knowledge for you. Can we square this off? Nigga will cold blood be like, you got now laters? Let me get one. And then leave you alone. Nigga's 40. It's a childish thing. Like I said, the gang members, they still meet at the park. These niggas is 47 and shit like that. Say, blood, we having a gang meeting at the park tonight. Nigga got a whole family, rent, a job, 40, a grandson. This is how we moving like in the daytime. I'm proud too. The old nigga talking like that around his kids. He telling other gang members that's 40 years old. Blood, y'all scared to come to the park. Fuckers grown got time to go hang out at the park. These the LA gang members. That's how they talking shit. 45 years old talking about let's catch a fade. Then our young generation get lost in that. Y'all be running around telling niggas shit, we gonna catch a fade. Don't nobody catch, you get it? That's YouTube talk. That ain't no, don't. You think niggas is making appointments in gangs to catch fades? People is riding around hoping you slipping. That ain't the head. Let's be honorable and catch a fade. This is what gang membering has become. Niggas is honorable on fades. When I was young, niggas is riding around hoping you making a mistake. You gonna get faded out. But in regards to anybody I know being like, yo, let's catch a fade, they're gonna steal you. That's when a nigga just deck you off. A nigga just deck you when you don't even know what's going on. I'm just giving y'all an example. We not growing up as a people, being manipulated more and more. Y'all getting drugged out more and more and more. That's why the rappers always rapping about the new drugs before they hit the streets. Y'all heard about lean and all that shit before y'all had access to actually buy some. I had to kind of ask around and shit. Like, what is that? I want to try that shit. I'm lying? I'm going to say it again. The musicians, they speak of drugs before before y'all ever indulge. Y'all don't even know where they get them from yet. And then do you get my point? Y'all hear Mike Tyson talking about eating mushrooms and shit, and y'all like, damn, where can I get some mushrooms? Y'all watch YouTube, y'all hear people speaking about DMT. Y'all wasn't even thinking about DMT. Now you like, oh, I would like to try some DMT. I'd love to see a machine elf. Y'all goofy like that. The whole grown up talking about, damn, I sure would love to get on DMT and then see me some elves. Watch cartoons. All the cartoons is based off those entities. Meaning in the past, before they had TV, they had spirit summoning practices or roots. This is when you understand all the substances that all the plants hold, and you know the concoction, the mixture between certain ones. If you lost, mix cocaine with baking soda, that gets you crack. A nigga be spaced out. Now let's say you add something else to that mixture, it will send somebody to a certain place. Now I have drugs like that, PCP and shit. You take it, nigga be spaced out, talking to fucking spirits and shit bugging out. Meaning you have that in the daytime. Now take certain drugs, y'all be talking to yourselves, but y'all ain't talking to yourselves. Y'all seen people walking down the street talking to somebody. And you like, oh yeah, he fucked up in the head. He on that stuff. Yeah. So I'm telling you like how that even happened back in the day. Before you had all these laws we had when they were still building America. You had witches and sorcerers. This is all scientists, motherfuckers that understand plants and chemistry. It's called alchemy in those times. Alchemy, chemistry. It's when you mix substances to make, liquids. That's how y'all got alcohol. That's why it's called wine and spirits. Making liquids and shit. By mixing stuff, different chemicals that plants produce, animals, whatever. Now when you're dealing with spirit summoning practices, of course you mix and merge the plant substances together. The same way y'all have all the drugs y'all have now. They just imitations of that. Synthetic versions. Lab made in perspective, but still a mixture. It's called spells. In the past, this is what was banned, the spirit summoning practice part of that, which is where the specific recipe to send people to certain locations, when you tweak out. In that, you have different recipes of the plant roots. So let's say three mixtures of 3 different plants will blast a person off to a certain place. Let's say a person take DMT. Then they end up in the abyss talking to machine elves or little cartoon characters like that. Let's say you got a concoction of 6 different substances mixed together. So then you go to higher realms where you have deities with higher authority. This is real now, but they banned that. If you don't grasp why, you niggas will all be on drugs. Because y'all will all be like, I'm talking to the spirits. Right now, y'all get high, y'all just get a little euphoria. In the past, they was more cold-blooded with the drug game, which is really alchemy, mixing and merging different plant substances. You know, the plants is the psychedelics and stuff like that. We got a lot of different drug plants that y'all have no access to. They illegal because of that. People was nice with the sorcery, so you get my point, but they using it to summon the spirits. Meaning they take that shit zone out. Think like a shaman. Blood got smoke flying everywhere. He hitting shit. You get it? This nigga talking to the spirits, but he basically doing what I'm saying. And people was, you know, deep into that in the past. Meaning taking the drugs and blasting off, going to talk to these entities. Of course, your highest concoction is like 9 mixtures or more. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you can comment. But just imagine like 9 different plants, like angel's trumpet, peyote cactus, you know, different plants that hold different psychedelic substances. And you know how to merge them together and take it. So let's say that'll blast you off the Lucifer himself. But of course, that many mixtures, you might die, so you be stuck with Lucifer and shit like that. Just like in the daytimes, if somebody do DMT and they chilling with the machine elves, they gonna be stuck there. So you get my point? That was the practice in the past. Playing with the spirits. They put that on the public, so to say. Meaning, y'all being drunk and drugged out. It's all a science, it's all a strategy. And go back to ancient times. I forgot exactly what I was explaining that for, though. A spirit summoning thing. It was for something important that y'all needed to grasp, but I can't remember. It's deep, too. But in any event, they got a whole bunch of sorcery things like that on y'all, and it come with the system to keep y'all kind of bound out, dumbed down. And so generation after generation, they use the stars to kind of, you get my point? Get y'all hooked on these new drugs. They rap about it and shit like that. And y'all be like, yeah, I want some pharmaceuticals. Y'all niggas don't know nothing about pharmaceuticals. Lean is pharmacy drugs. The fuck would y'all know about that? Y'all street people. That y'all know about it cause you get my point? Y'all watch the rappers. In that, this shit go deep. Oh, give me a moment. Like I said, this thing go deep. Oh, I'm bugging out. It's right there. Looking for my juice. Like I said, this thing go deep. But the most important thing is, if you black, we gotta stop assisting with the selling each other out. Pretending like we trying to get unified. Orlando Lawrence said, did it have anything? Oh yeah, thank you, brother. It actually did. Glad you was paying attention. I was explaining the spirit summoning thing so that y'all can grasp all these cartoon characters that y'all know of. They come from those realms. Alice in Wonderland, all that shit. That's why I got those names like Alice in the Looking Glass, and you get it? The spirit summoning mirror shit. And you got Alice in Wonderland, Wonderland or La La Land or the Rabbit Hole. That's all ancient phrases for when you high on that shit, and you get it? You go into the spirit summoning realms. There you see like rabbits and weird shit. Basically all the cartoon characters y'all know. That's dumb. Even Transformers, my nigga. Machine elf shit. And so and this is real now. Meaning, If you know somebody that know the practice, but I wouldn't recommend that you believe anybody if they tell you they do. Otherwise, they would have been told you what I told you. But you get my point? If you was lucky enough to meet someone that knows the different concoctions. Of course, you have drugs now that will blast y'all off, like DMT and PCP and other drugs that will have you seeing shit. But you get my point? We speaking entities. Where a nigga take that and be bugged out, where you like, blood say he talking to somebody. But there's a bunch of recipes like that. I mean, there's a bunch of concoctions. You go back 50 years, y'all ain't have as many drugs as y'all got now. And go back 50 years before that, so it's the same. You go back 50 years ahead, y'all gonna see like, damn, there's a lot more new drugs. You're getting the recipes out as they do. You get my point? The science was banned, a lot of things was lost, but for the most part, you get it? The system still got the wisdom. So they just put it on the public. Slowly over time. But all the cartoon characters and things, y'all know it come from spirit summoning realms. Man in the past used to worship the spirits in that way, you know, blasting off and shit. And while he high, he talking to whatever deity, you get my point? That he deal with. A lot of times they come back and they color like out the deity that they seen, and they kind of sell it. You know, the deity be singing and dancing. If you did DMT, or you heard somebody explaining a DMT story, they're always saying like that. Like the entity are dancing and singing and telling you to do shit. And follow them and all this weird stuff. They come down off they high. Just imagine if you took DMT in the daytime and you actually documented it. Like drew them out and said, I'm gonna make a cartoon out of this. Popeye, all these things come from those realms. It may not be documented that way because the practice is banned, but Alice in Wonderland, all those deity, they come from exactly what I said. Spirit summoning practice, where you mix and merge the roots of plants or the substance. Usually the substance is in the root, but it could be in the leaves, the stem, whatever. And so, even when the kids is watching cartoons, so you get my point? The evilness go beyond what y'all even can fathom. And so it's little things like that. In regards to our nationality as a people, y'all all have to grasp that we the original Americans. Meaning black Americans. If you're labeled as African American, the Africans just on there to throw you off, so it seemed like you just a citizen of the place, like a legal citizen. You got Chinese Americans, you got all kind of different country Americans, or different continent Americans, European Americans, you get my point? They call us African Americans for that reason, to kind of throw it off like we just a legal citizens, but we are the Americans, nothing else. There's no other race whose nationality is American, meaning this go beyond citizenship with us. A Chinese American's nationality is Chinese. The American part is just his citizenship in a country that he probably might have been born in or visited. But his nationality is what it is, and it go back to his country. Same with an African. It could be an African American. You get it? It could be a Somalian American. Of course, no African is an African. They whatever country they from, that's their nationality. So if they from Somalia, then you get it? They're Somalian. They will be a Somali in America. So on and so forth. You get my point? But all those people, their nationality is whatever it is, whatever country they from. When you're dealing with America, if you say what people are the Americans, we know Mexicans is from Mexico, Puerto Ricans from Puerto Rico. We know French motherfuckers is from France. Basically, we know whatever the country is. We know the people that are the natives of it. They have the name of it. Which people are the Americans? That part. The ones that got the name. They just fucked y'all up with the African, but you like, I never been there before. I heard I come from Africa. Yeah, I bet you did. But do you see why that's like that now? If y'all think y'all from Africa, y'all have no clue where y'all from, then America becomes the Europeans that colonized it. Usually they name the place after the indigenous people that were there. They don't name the place after the indigenous people that were there. They usually name the indigenous people that were there after the place. Meaning after they colonized the place, develop it, and name it, they usually name the indigenous people that were there after the place. Of course, those people will have been civilized, you know, mixed breeded with other slaves that they have, as well as themselves. But we're speaking about the civilized of the indigenous. Of course, they ate. Shit go deep. Of course, the white man ate the indigenous people that they did not civilize out. You know, the ones still stuck in the forest. You know, when countries is being built. Think of the Amazon rainforest when they was building Brazil, that country. First, it was a part of the rainforest. They built Brazil and all those South American countries out of Amazon rainforest. That whole continent was a rainforest, just like North America, and just a system of forests. So you get my point. Before Delaware was built, my nigga, that shit. Before Virginia was built up into a city, that shit was just a part of the Appalachian rainforest. You want to call that national rainforest over there? It was just a part of that, and the national rainforest is all that's left. So let's say you live in Virginia, you like, yeah, they got the mountains and all of that, Blue Ridge and all that run through there, and I think that's the Appalachian Mountains over that way. I forget. But that joint run like all the way through North Carolina, Virginia, a little bit of Georgia, that shit going to Tennessee. You get my point? Like the mountain range, the Blue Ridge mountain range. Before y'all cities was built in them states, the whole state was that. Forest and mountain ranges. And the indigenous people living in them, and as they're building up certain areas, the indigenous people are fleeing to other places, but other parts of the forest. But the ones that are captured in court and mixed breeded with, whatever slaves the colonizers have, or the colonizers themselves, do you get it? Those descendants of that mixed breeding are usually named after the place. So if you talk in Puerto Rico, Spain, Italy, Portuguese, Portugal, they colonized the American islands, like the Caribbean islands, Puerto Rico, things like that. Now let's say Spain, Italy, Spanish. They colonized the Puerto Rican area when it's just a rainforest, though. Little island forest out. It's not developed. They don't have no buildings and nothing on it. You got the indigenous people. They running around there butt naked. They one with nature. They like the animals. This is Puerto Rican's descendancy. And if you were Puerto Rican, hopefully you listen. Now your European colonizers, this is your Spain, Italy, Portuguese. This is where Italiano and you know how some of y'all might say, man, I'm a China. What is it called? A Taino. That's all after colonization. Y'all lost in Spanish talk, meaning Puerto Rico, that area don't have nothing to do with Spanish. But the Spanish came there. That's Spain, Italy, Portugal. You get it? That's how y'all got Spanish culture or Italian culture. It wasn't there before that. Your descendants would have just been butt naked and brown, running through the rainforest free as hell. searching for babies. That's what they call sex when they're having sex with their wife. They say we was looking for kids. That mean they dropped it. They had sex, then they seemed like some of them had big bellies after that. So they like, oh, that's how you find kids. Your ancestors, they special. That's how they mind work. They cute. It's the grown-ups too. Like, no, we searching for kids. That mean having sex. Be fruitful, multiply. You get my point? On that kind of time, big baby. The more hands, the better. They dealing with nature, so they ain't competing with each other. The more, the merrier. But the point I'm making is, you would have had the indigenous people in the Puerto Rican area. There would have been a rainforest. Your colonizers would have came. Italy and Spain. Your Spaniards. The Spanish. And they would have captured whatever indigenous people they could have. And whatever ones they didn't. And of course, this is over a process of time. It ain't just one day event. But they would have captured as many as they can, however that would have worked. They would have sold well. They would have developed the city with the ones they captured. These are the ones being mixed, breeded, and domesticated, basically. Kind of like a pit bull is mixed with that, and then you get the offspring. But now the offspring are named after the place. They're named like, they're viewed as the originals. You get my point? The originals, which are the ones that ain't civilized, usually they eat them and sell them. You get it? You can look at them like brownies, like the regulars. You gotta remember, man used to sell man, so like animals. So they trying to splice different kind of indigenous people together to get different results. They say, man, I got a black slave with blue eyes. That motherfucker's going for more, like that. So you had a lot of splicing and domestication going on, but overall, the Puerto Ricans that you see today, they basically the descendants of the indigenous people that were there. Of course, a lot of Puerto Ricans are dark skinned, like my complexion are darker. The Dominicans too. But they would have been the descendants of the indigenous people that wasn't civilized, and them being mixed and merged with either African slaves that they brought over or the colonizers themselves. In that, you get it? A Puerto Rican might have African descendancy, might have European descendancy. It all depends on the Puerto Rican. But overall, all the descendants of the place, it would have been named after the place. So if you were Puerto Rican, you get my point? The indigenous people there, those are your ancestors. The colonizers come, from Italy and Spain. Their nationality is that. And that, they don't call themselves Puerto Rican. They only can call y'all that. Whatever they name the place. Whatever they name the place, they the developers of it. But their nationality is wherever they coming from. It's just like on the North American side. You had the English, those from England coming over here, those from the far north, the Dutch, a bunch of people. But those white people from wherever they from, meaning that's their nationality, those countries. Even though they developed up the lands over here, you get my point? Their nationality is whatever country they came from. Now on the north side, it's the same. You have brown indigenous people over here running around butt naked having fun. This our ancestors, if you black. Of course, they conquer and capture whichever ones they can. They have them working on a plantation and shit like that, domesticating them with other Europeans, or with African slaves that they have, and you get it? The descendants from that, you get it? The litter from that is the people that's named after the place. This is why if you are black or African American, we the natives of North America, that basically that country, America. That's the black people's country. The same way Puerto Rico is the Puerto Ricans' country. And that's their nationality. And their ancestry go back to the indigenous people that were there that was sinned against. by your European colonizers, from Italy and Spain. And that's every place, though. You go to Haiti, France colonized Haiti. So the people over there, they speak French. But the French people that came there, their nationality is French. So they name the people, the indigenous people, their descendants, they name them basically after the place. Those people being mixed, meaning they could not be mixed or mixed with white blood or mixed with African slave blood. That's anywhere you go in America. The people either mix with African slave blood or mix with European blood, and then from there they just mix breed amongst themselves, and that's their nationality. Now, if you black, you say what our nationality is: American. The same way a Puerto Rican's nationality is Puerto Rican. Ours is American. North America is our country. Of course, colonizers came here. They did what they did against our ancestors. Mixed them with Europeans. They mixed them with African slaves they had. But, you get my point? Once the litter is born and civilized out, you get my point? They start mixed breeding amongst themselves. Then we're named after the place. I'm telling you that so you can grasp. You're the only nationality of people that's named after America. An African can't say I'm American. He African. He from whatever country in Africa he from. Even if he never been there, he know his nationality. Meaning he know what country his people come from. Same with a Mexican. He could be living in North America right now, but he know his line come from Mexico and he a Mexican. Not a North American. Meaning the country America. He a Mexican. Same with somebody that's from Cuba. They could be in America, maybe not, I don't know. They could be in America, but they not American. They know their nationality is Cuban and their descendancy come from Cuba. Now, if you black, you the only race of people where you like, well, where we come from? Shit. Standing right in the place you come from, all dumb. Named after the place like a dumb fucking fool. But you're looking around talking about where we come from. What's our nationality? And that happened because y'all don't understand nationality. It's simple as hell. Colonizers come to the place, they develop it, and they name it. And they name the people that's from it after it. That part. Only people named after America is Native Americans. And before we was called African Americans, we were just called Black Americans. Meaning in the past, the Native Americans and the African Americans, the Black Americans, was called the same thing. Black ass Americans. Basically the black motherfuckers that was in America when we got there. We civilized some of them out, shit getting sloppy, but some of them running around in tribes still stuck in the 1700 times because they ran to the forest and got away. Now we got some of these niggas moving ahead with us in speed. You get it? Some of them still, they in the city that we built and they kind of moving along in the speed of the city. Y'all get brainwashed and civilized out. You live wherever you live now. You up to speed with the city and the society. You ain't up to speed with whatever niggas is doing that is living in the forest. You don't even know niggas live in the forest. Like that. They pull up in 1600s, they colonizing. But a lot happening. So you got motherfuckers that got captured and they get hip to shit. They done already been mixed breeded. They the descendants of the mixed breeding. But they get hip, they escape, they start banding together. Now you got an Indian tribe in the forest. Native indigenous tribe. Yeah, they a little mixed breeded out, look half white and shit, but they done got hip to what's going on. They separated themselves. But then there's others that's still there. And they being mixed breeded in with Africans and white people and sold here and there. Some is being kept. You get my point? In America. Like that. And that, when you get to 1900s, you got black people walking around in suits on looking like whole fucking Englishmen. English people is the ones that colonized America. So you niggas are basically just brown Englishmen. They kind of make every place like a brown version of themselves. So Italy and Spain, this is European nation of people. The Spanish, they're white, white skin, and they have their culture and their ways. They went to the Puerto Rican area and just made a brown version of themselves there. Brown Spaniards. That's a Puerto Rican and a Dominican motherfucker. I guess that's cute amongst white people at a time. They say, yeah, we're gonna make us. It was all about capturing indigenous people of the forest and then domesticating them like you would do an animal and make whatever kind of person you want. That's why I said they like brownies, like regulars. The base, like you get it? I need a base person, then I can mix it with a white person and get that. You get it? Like that. Indigenous people just like brownies. They like base people. They in the forest running around. Any place you go, that's what you gonna come into contact with. But once you capture a few, you domesticate them out like an animal and shit. This is in the time where they selling people. So you get it. Basically came to Puerto Rico. Disrespected the ancestors there, y'all's. You know, the brownies, the brown indigenous people. And they made y'all basically a brown Spanish people. Some of y'all like them. Maybe you full blood Spanish, meaning you part of the Spanish people that came to the area and never mixed themselves in with. So you just white as hell. You still look like an original Spaniard from Spain. But for the most part, a Puerto Rican, you get my point? That nigga look like me. Meaning if you're Puerto Rican, you didn't wonder for 5 seconds before I opened my mouth, is this nigga Spanish? I swear I seen this nigga in DR. I swear bloodlet from DR. He must have been around black people a lot. I have Spanish people come up here every day speaking Spanish. They swear I'm Spanish. When you could trick the race itself, dude. No speaking away. Sorry. De nada, gracias. Thank you. All of that shit. You wouldn't know. You'd be like, I don't think that nigga's Spanish. Told y'all when I was selling dope, everybody think I'm a little Spanish nigga from uptown. Little cheese, Spanish nigga from uptown. They call me queso. Think I'm Spanish, nigga. That's not a joke. My sister get mistakes for Spanish. My daughter, everybody. I'm Spanish. My baby mama, she got curly hair and shit though, so you get it? Meaning my daughter's mother, she got curly ass hair. And it's long like a Spanish girl. And that, you get it? She Dominican. Meaning it's hard to tell the difference between black people and fucking Puerto Ricans. And it's because the same thing happened. Spaniards came to y'all, this is Europeans. They did what they did. And y'all are like half mixed out, meaning some of y'all like, I got African in my blood. That's from like the mixed breeding with y'all. They have African slaves and shit they pulling up with. They mixed breeding y'all out so they could sell the litter. But they gonna keep some to work the place. In that, when slavery get abolished, they name y'all after the place. They don't name themselves after the place. They whatever nationality they are. Yeah, the same thing happened in the north side. The far north, you know, the Norsemen, the Dutch, or Englishmen. They pulled up to the North American lands before you had all the states they developed, which would be the countries on the North American continent. Meaning our states is just countries, but being as though the states are all unified. Usually when you're dealing with a continent, all the countries ain't unified. You go to Africa, all the countries over there ain't unified as one. They be beefing with each other and shit. But niggas in Delaware ain't beefing with niggas over in California. You get it? We are one country according to our brain. Get my point? A nigga from New York, in his brain, a nigga from California living in another state. That nigga ain't from another country. Like that. But truly he is. But the California country is united with the New York country in that United States. The country is a state. All of our countries over here are united as one country. We move as one. The same bread in every state and all that. We move as one. You go to Puerto Rico or somewhere else, shit might change a little bit. But over in these 52 countries, or 50 countries, whatever we got, they the same. We don't even view it as that. You get it? We just one country. But, you get my point? We would have had many different North American or black, brown people running around these lands when it was just forest. And the colonizers came from England, the far north, and they developed their lands. Of course, you got plantation times first. This is like pre-cities. You get it? They doing their domesticating, splicing, selling, and all of that from there. And then, when all of that get abolished, you get my point? They name us after the place, because that's how they do everywhere they go. And so do you get it? If you black, you like, I don't know my nationality. Your nationality is American. In terms of what happened. If you want to reach for a nationality of people that was here before, the colonization that took place in your times, well, you going to no man's land because we ain't in them times no more. And it's a reason that nationality ain't around no more. It was breeded out or slaughtered out. And so do you get my point? In terms of today, the only nationality that we can claim is American because that's the one we named after. But we think we Africans is something else, in that we don't get the rights of the place like a Puerto Rican would over in Puerto Rico. We look like fucking nomads on our own place we from, that we named after. The black people telling you African, they nationality is what yours is, African American. And they ain't never been to Africa. And you know that. However you cut it, why did they put the American there if you just a fucking African? Why? What was the point? Could have named anybody Americans. Why us? If we dirty ass niggas that don't belong nowhere, why we named after the place and not no other race can be like, hold on, we're named after it. The only other people that could do that is the Native Americans. But once they pull up and you see how white and strange they look, you gonna already know, hold on, that ain't the natives. Something happened. You get it? Meaning if you go to the native reserves now, you can clearly see, okay, this shit like is whitewashed out. You get it? Meaning you could just become a part of a Native American reservation, no different than you can become a citizen of another fucking country. You just fill out the paperwork, you can get accepted. In that, when you go to Native American reserves, you're gonna see cold-blood white people where they part of the native tribe, and you're like, I'm positive that's a white lady. And then you're gonna see some people that's black like you, where you like, shit, I went to the Cherokee Reservation, blood. There was some white people out there. Some look Puerto Rican. Some was black. Like that. It's just like any country or city, blood. You just go apply to be a part, and you get my point? Now you live under their law and rules. But the point I'm making is the Native Americans is not your original Native Americans no more. So if you look at it in the current, you're going to get lost. But the Native Americans is supposed to be basically... The Native Americans are basically supposed to be our ancestors, the ones that didn't get civilized like we did. You follow? So in North America, you're supposed to have the black civilized people that you see. We got on clothes, we look like brown Englishmen and shit. Meaning y'all dress like people from England. Y'all speak fucking English, but you niggas never been. And you damn sure ain't from there. But you look like a brown Englishman. So like I said, white people colonize different places and they make whatever they are brown. You get it? So Englishmen came to the north and they made a bunch of brown ass Englishmen, and I guess they brought some back to England and sold them and said, look what we did, they talk English and shit. Look how cute that is. Like, let me just bring me over to England and be like, oh, look, we talking in the beginning of colonization, say 1700s time. Bring me over there dressed like this and shit and be like, look what I did. Talk. I start talking English and shit. They be all amazed. Oh my god, you did it! You made a brown fucking English muffin. I mean a brown Englishman. Ain't that shocking now, cause so much time done went by. But you get my point? There was a time they would have brought a nigga to England. That nigga would have been speaking English, and that nigga would have had on English clothes like how y'all do now. And that shit would have blew niggas' minds. Like, oh shit. But you gotta remember, in them times, people can be sold like animals. So everybody's aware of what's being done. Like, oh, he probably bought him some slaves. And he made domesticated them. He made different kinds. And a lot of people was doing that. Meaning in the past, a motherfucking butler was just a nigga that was... He was bought. And that nigga was probably his peoples, his ancestors. Meaning slaves was bought. Not slaves, but indigenous people was kidnapped and shit. That's everywhere. Over in fucking Colombia, Cuba, anywhere you could think of. The civilized ones, they go start capturing their own ancestors because they don't know though. And you get it, they get paid like that. So, and they, you know, we give it to the white people, they take them on the ships. It's like now, if y'all was to see butt-naked indigenous people, yeah, they brown like us, but y'all don't view them as us, because you civilized. So if they telling you, like, we giving y'all, like, $100 a head, so you might snatch up a couple of little pygmies. You know, how we is in natural state before, you know, we domesticated out. Short and shit and brown. Fast as fuck. Big-ass feet. You know, when you dealing with indigenous people, they short with big-ass feet. Fast and strong as fuck. Meaning if you have a one-on-one fight with an indigenous person, they gonna probably be like 4'8", 4'4". But you feel me? They gonna beat your ass. You gonna be like, damn, this little motherfucker strong. Might grab your arm and break that shit. Well, you like, what the fuck? The little midget strong as shit, man. They ain't midgets though. You get the thing got bigger heads in the body. That's just short like that. That's how indigenous people are. Once they get civilized out, then you start getting strange heights like 6 foot. But that go back to early colonization when white people was giants. It's when they used to eat black people. Well, indigenous people, brownies. They still do, but this shit go deep. It's where Jack and the Beanstalk and all that come from. I'm not being funny. White people, they come from what y'all would know like tall red-haired giants. Before that, you know, bald-head, strange looking motherfucking albinos. I'm being funny. You know, white people descendancy go like that. Like, think of a Viking. Big red-headed white motherfucker with horn hat. But this is before y'all times, though. Ain't no Vikings really now, but back in the day, in the 1500s or something, they had big-ass white motherfuckers with red head pulling up to America and shit, so you get my point? Indigenous people 4'8", 4'5". Nigga pull up 6'9". Like, what the fuck? Like that. But once niggas start mixed breeding, so you get it? You might be 5'11", my nigga, like 4'8", 6'9". The litter might come out like 5'7", 5'11". Shit, maybe 6 feet. But you get my point? And so this how white people got smaller, and this how black people got taller. When I say black people, I mean any brown indigenous people, Puerto Rican, Cubans, even on the African side, same shit any way you could think of. Indigenous people short. White colonizers are tall. The further back you go, the taller they was. And the further you go back before that, the niggas was bald-headed and albinos. Once the sun came up, these niggas used to have to go hide in caves and shit, otherwise they burn the fuck up. You know, albino. Albino worse than a white person. We're not talking about black people that have albinism. We talking about natural albinos. This is white people. Before y'all know them how y'all know them now. With a little bit of pigment and shit in them. Red hair, blue hair. In their beginnings, you get it? They ain't had no fucking hair. Well, they might have had hair, but that shit was so thin and white. You can see right through to their scalp, which would have been white too. You get my point? And just an albino, they just would have been white. And their eyes might have been red, purple, or some shit like that, but you get my point? Like that. White albinos, they wouldn't look like albinos like you thinking. If you thinking like a black person that's an albino, they like yellow. You get it? They not natural albinos. They got albinism, meaning one of their peoples probably had the gene. And this go all the way back to then, when the albinos was colonizing. This is early whites. And albinos is colonizing. You know, they mixing and merging in with apes and shit, blood. I don't want to hold you. So, this is how you get white people that's brunettes, blondes, redheads. And at the same time, these ape-like man, this would have been indigenous people in that time, though. So they would look like fucking half an ape. Meaning, if you find an indigenous tribe that ain't never been contacted by civilized people, they got a brow ridge. You could look it up on YouTube, like uncontacted indigenous tribes. You gonna see some of them got like, where you like, damn, that nigga look like a half a monkey almost. It's cause of that. When them albinos mixed in with those apes, you get my point? It made like the apes like half man. And it made the albinos like how white people like y'all see them, or like Neanderthals, so to say. They look like half ape. They got themselves, but like a white person a little bit too. And got hair and pigment now, because the white albinos can't be in the sun and shit. They like, well, y'all know about vampires. That come from them. They eat blood and shit, but they just eat people, you know, indigenous people. The albinos is tall and shit. If you want to see images of them, just Google like ancient Sumerian people. And a bunch of white people gonna pop up, you know, statues of white motherfuckers with blue eyes, big ass blue eyes, and white, bald headed, like that. Strange looking. That's why I always tell y'all the ancient Egyptians, these motherfuckers, they the ancient Chinese people, you know, Japanese, the Asians. I think Egypt was King Tutankhamun and all of them motherfuckers is Asian. Meaning, if they was brought back to life, they would go with the Asian people. That would be their descendants, not nobody y'all thinking. You can go look at them. How they have this Chinese eyes, that's what they're trying to depict. Like, they're the precursor of the people y'all know as Asians. That's why in Egypt you got a dynastic system. First dynasty, second dynasty, third dynasty. But if you go to Egypt now, you don't have no dynasty system. But you have that over in the Asian countries. Japan and shit like that. Like that. You could just say the original Egyptians, which would have been like Asian motherfuckers. They kind of moved on. In that, other peoples, you know, the original indigenous people that would have been there, they would have been brownies. Like I explained for now, it's always been the same. They would have been like brownies, but once they mixed in with them, you get it? They would have been like, look whatever they look like. Like half fucking albino Chinaman. Because the Chinese ancient Egyptian motherfuckers, they part of the albinos. The white albinos. So they would just been the white albinos that look like snakes and shit. You know, because the Chinese eyes. The snake people. Then they moved along. That's like the Egypt y'all know, where y'all like trying to figure out if white people ran that shit or black people. If you lost dynasties, If you ask any Asian or Japanese person, do they culture predate the lands that they on now? In the history that we have, they gonna say yeah. The closest people to ancient Egyptian people now are Asian people. Just look at them. Again, I know y'all got y'all agendas where y'all think it's y'all job to convince us we African. At anything in Africa, y'all desperate. And that, but with the Asian cultures, you won't have no confusion like, oh yeah, somehow they shit is really close to ancient Egypt. They even got pyramids and shit still that they get it. They like the ancient Egyptians just over there now. Like first colonizers. Like I said, your Asian people will be like their descendants. This is when they was bald-head albinos. You get my point? And whatever brown indigenous people was over in the Chinese areas, they colonized it. Then the brownies over there, they start having Chinese eyes over time. You get it? Whitewashed the fuck all the way up. But it's the same shit everywhere, just different era, different time. So your early white races, like I said, it would have been albinos. We can't fuck with the sun. You get my point? And that they have to crossbreed themselves. Otherwise, how do you have life if you can't be outside in the day? They like predators. They can only come out at night. That's why, you know, like albinos' eyes is red and shit. Like they see better in the dark. The sun fucks with them. Even if you ain't an original albino, this is a white person. Like a platinum blonde would be an original albino or the closest thing we have to those bald-headed ones. You ever seen a Chinese or karate movie? And they got the Chinaman depicted with like a white beard, white mustache, white hair. Not gray like he old, just white. It's like an old day to what I'm telling y'all. The ancestors of Chinese people in white races is fucking albinos, man. They got white hair or no hair and white skin and everything white. Eyes would have been blue, purple, red or some shit. Cause they could see better at night. And this shit go deep. Mixed breed with the indigenous people, that's how they get a little pigment, look a little normal. Before then, they ain't even look normal. Like, it's when indigenous people was attacking them, like, calling them ghosts. Like, those the ghosts, the dead. They view them as the dead. You get my point? Because they eat indigenous people, for one. Meaning these colonizers eat meat. This is where the indigenous people learn that from. Indigenous people eat fruits and shit out the forest. They learn hunting and all that weird shit and making spears from whatever colonizers they have contact with. Of course, if the colonizers abandon them and 5,000 years pass and now colonizers got fucking shotguns, well, if you come across that indigenous tribe, they gonna have whatever they had the last time they had contact, which is spears. And that, you run across indigenous tribes now, they pulling up on you like it's fucking BC times, throwing spears and shit at you. You got a whole machine gun. You like, what the fuck is wrong with them? Blood, they haven't had contact with civilized people since civilized people had spears. And they had rocks, nigga. That's all they had. Like that. Same when you would have came to the Americas. The Native American colonizers would have been pulling up with shotguns. You know, old school shits where you drop a bullet in. The big ass weird looking shit, but you get my point. The indigenous people here would have had like slingshots or whatever they could have put together. But once they captured and civilized out, so now they have the weapons that the colonizers have. Horses and shit like that. But the indigenous people, now let's say the indigenous people separated themselves. We got cars and big ass guns now. They'd still be riding around on fucking horses, man. with the old school rifles that, you get my point? They probably wouldn't even have those no more. It ain't like they could reproduce them. And that, they just be stuck at whatever stage the colonizers was at that came into contact with them. You get my point? And that, can make things seem a little confusing, but it's all simple. Like I said, white people was bald-headed albino motherfuckers. And then they slowly colonized every continent, creating all y'all see. In that, they're turning themselves into blondes, reds, brunettes, black-headeds over the course of mixed breeding. You get my point? So your white albinos, the ones that don't even look human, they would have been breeding with like ape men, like Neanderthals, what we call Neanderthals, Denisovans and all that weird shit. But they look like primates. You get my point? The albinos would have been breeding with them, trying to, give themselves pigment, where they kind of look like white people you see now, but that would have been a process. First, they would have just been like platinum blondes. But in that, you get it? The indigenous people, they would have been start to look more human and more civilized. The same way, you get it? The white strange albino looking motherfuckers is starting to look more human too. So it's like that. Now we all look the same, we the white and black people. They just white and we just brown, but you get it? They come from that. Colonizing over the ages, understanding that white people start from white albino race that y'all wouldn't even have called humans. They call themselves gods, but y'all would have just called them the ghost. The people of the dead, because they eat people. Meaning before man was hunting animal, we eat other man. So that shit better. It's better to eat an indigenous person than it is to eat a monkey or a buffalo. You get my point? Meat once you skin it. So from that perspective, if you hunting meat, ain't nothing better than a human. That's why I said white people used to eat black people back in the day. The shit tastes good to them. But even, back in slavery times, some of them slaves was getting cooked. Like if a special guest came, my nigga, I want to hold you. What you think they did with the slave after they cut his dick off and drained him out of the blood and he died? Because if your dick get cut off, you're going to die. You don't have to question that. So they'd turn the slave upside down, cut his fucking balls off, and let the nigga bleed out. Let that shit drip all in his nose and everything. But what you think they did with him after that? That part. They bust that nigga open and they had veal that night. Simple. And people still eating to this day. But it all depends on your status. If you really poor, you eat grass and shit, you a vegetarian. you eat grass and shit. You know how y'all be like, I'm a vegan. Yeah, that just means you a bum in the past. You ain't got no status, so all you can eat is grass. Like a buffalo or some shit, yeah? Like all the weak shit. You just eat what you can, which is the dirt. And grass come out the dirt and shit. Kneel your ass on your knees and eat that. But then of course you got tree fruit. Meaning that's ground fruit. The bums eat ground fruit. That's kale, lettuce, grass. You got tree fruit. This is the sweet shit. So you got ground fruit, tree fruit. In daytimes, vegetables and fruit. But in the past, ground fruit, tree fruit. Ground fruit, bitter. Then you got tree fruit. It don't grow on the ground. They grow, up. It's sweet. But they one and the same, so you got apples and beets. Beets is bitter as shit and apples taste good, but you get my point? Or you could say you got cherries and beets. It's all the same. You got motherfucking red potatoes and apples. If you bite into a red potato, that shit look just like an apple, but that shit tastes like somebody stole the juice out of that shit. Look bitter. And so all the food is like that. It match with the vegetables, but it's a ground fruit, tree fruit thing. But it's a status thing. So like I said, In the past, if you was a vegan, that just means you was a bum. Or you had no status, you have to graze the grass like the buffalo. Meaning you can eat the dirt. If you had a little more status, you can eat like fruit. Let's say if you were civilized and you had, good status. So of course, you eating fruit, vegetables. You eat a little meat too. Hunting and shit like that. Let's say you got more status than that, so you eating the higher upper body parts than the lower. Y'all eat like the ass and the thigh. Let me get a breast. You niggas ain't eating the eyeballs, the ears, the brain. But you have like royal people, like the royal house over in England. Special occasions, they eating brains, ears, eyeballs. The good stuff. The shit y'all don't get to eat. Y'all get to eat like everything from the rooter to the tutor. That's like from the toe to the ass. Yeah, nigga with a little more status, he get a little breast. That's a nice meat. Nigga a little more high up than that nigga get to eat the brain. That's that good shit, man. That's that good meat. And so that's your order of status according to diet in the past. It's still like that now. Black people just a little slow. So y'all don't understand that. Y'all think y'all talking health. There ain't no such thing as health. Everybody gonna die, so you might want to get that through your mind. It's just abusing shit and not. If you abuse things, you're gonna get sick. That's overeating, overindulging in anything. So it's just moderation, but if you ain't got the eating blood, don't. That's the meat, the killing, the savagery. And that come from the colonizers. Like I said, they pull up, they eating indigenous people. Colonizers sailed all the way over here from Spain. Y'all think they still had food on their fucking boat? Or do y'all think they pulled up starving to fucking death? Thanksgiving had to do with them eating your ancestors, nigga. You think they really gonna depict that? Hell no. But that's why they was there. Now I need to use the restroom. If any of you guys want to give back, of course I believe in violence. Please do so. Ooh, I couldn't hold that. I'm better now, though. Let's get to this. Are y'all grasping, or y'all too brainwashed into the systematics that y'all have? That y'all Africans and all of that. That was a ploy that started in the late 1800s. Meaning before the late 1800s, they was referring to all black people as basically black Americans or Indian Americans. Basically, we was named the same thing as the Native Americans. This is why back in the early 1900s, even all the way up to Menace to Society times, all the grandmothers are saying like they Indian, we Cherokee or we this or that. Mostly the black people all saying like they Cherokee, like my grandmother and the people before her times. So if you my age or older, all the way up into now times, you kind of knew yourself as Indian, and when you was young, it used to be like I got Indian in my family. You get it? To kind of say like I come from the Indians that was here, and that was every black person you could think of. Meaning there was a time before the 1900s, and even all through the 1900s, meaning even Malcolm X in them times, Black Panther times. The Black Panthers believed that they fucking Indians, Native Americans. That's why Tupac is named after a Native American person. Y'all are being brainwashed in today's time into lies. Otherwise, you tell me why Tupac named after a Native American. But the Black Panthers during that time, they believed they was Africans? No, the fuck they didn't. That part. Shakur is a Native American thing. That's a Native American chief name. Tupac Shakur. You got a bunch of Shakurs. Asada Shakur, you get it? They kind of trying to say like that tribe, that Native American tribe. And like I said, all black people thought they was fucking Indian. That's all you would have heard a black person say. I got Indian in my family and nothing else. Nobody know nothing about no Africa. So nobody even saying that. That was stupid. The hell we got to do with Africans? And an African to tell you the same shit. I ain't got nothing to do with no American call niggas are cotters. Cotton pickers. Call us that shit y'all running around here talking about we African. I ain't no African, blood. You better go watch motherfucking Sugar Hill. Niggas ain't even want to sell us no dope. They said we don't do no business with no Akata. I said, what the fuck is that? Well, said I, African American cotton picker. Blood almost beat the dog. Blood did beat the dog shit out the African. The fuck you mean? And if you go to Harlem right now, there's the African side of Harlem. These niggas don't like us like that. They swear they better than us. Africans, nigga, they think they better than black people. Y'all better wake the fuck up, nigga. While you running around talking about you an African. African only call y'all Africans when they trying to scam y'all over YouTube and shit. I mean over Facebook DMs and all that. That's the only time y'all African to them. Other than that, nigga, you from America. That part. And so that African thing, that's a white people ploy to kind of get us off of claiming the place. Is basically a ploy to make us lost and not know where we from, so they can rule the place. You get my point? And so y'all in the place, but y'all don't know. You get it? Y'all are the descendants of it. In that, they got y'all reaching for Africa, this place, that place. That was all an agenda. And so all them old people, you know, your Marcus Garveys, your Henry Sylvester Henry, I forget his name. W.E.B. Du Bois. Frederick Douglass. All them niggas y'all love. They sold us out in the late 1800s on that European agenda to convince us all that we African. And they sold us out for higher education and fame for themselves, which they all got. That's why if you look up W.E.B. Du Bois, you look up Marcus Garvey, Henry Sylvester, these people, you gonna come to notice, hold on, these niggas is all they ain't from North America. They from like Jamaica, Trinidad. They ain't actually North American blacks. Then if you keep reading, you gonna notice like, hold on, in the early 1900s, all these niggas met in Europe. Meaning they had some weird ass meeting in Europe called the Pan-African. This is before y'all heard of Pan-African. They had a bunch of European secret weird meetings with white people. And the people y'all know that y'all say like, no, those is our heroes. Well, they was all in Europe before they brought that shit here, so you explain that. That part. Don't get lost on the BS talk when a nigga tell you like, oh, so I was just against black people. You trying to throw them under the bus. Blood, if I'm wrong on anything I said, then you just bring, you would do like anybody do. You would be like, hold on, young brother, you got this wrong. And school a person out. That part ain't no schooling out they could do, because everything I said is true and they know that. So then they just gonna whisper to y'all lying. Like, no, he don't know what he talking about. He trying to throw them under the bus? For what? I don't know them old ass niggas. Why would I care? That part. I'm just telling you the reality. Nigga, they sold us out. But they ain't North American blacks anyway, so that's why y'all dumb. That part. W.E.B. Du Bois is fucking Haitian, nigga. The hell y'all smoking, man? Marcus Garvey's Jamaican or some shit, nigga. That part. Sylvester Henry, he like where this shit start. This nigga is Trinidadian or something. And again, they all was in Europe and traveling all over the world. Now I want you to ask yourself, back in the late 1800s, 1900s, black niggas was able to travel like that? Because last time I checked, we couldn't even get a seat on the front of the fucking bus. How was these niggas going to Europe and shit? Hold on. I ain't the smartest, well I am. From y'all perspective, y'all ain't the smartest niggas in the world, but you get it? Who the fuck was able to travel to Europe that was black back in times like that, like they was going? That part, some of you niggas ain't seen the plane until 2000. I'll say it again, if you black shit, we ain't really seen no plane rides until fucking 2000. We wasn't even able to sit on the front of the bus until the damn 70s, man. Now you want to convince me back in the day these niggas was so special. Niggas just travel all over the world and get higher education. We wasn't even barely allowed to read books. Why was W.E.B. Du Bois and these niggas able to get this high education that none of us got? How'd that happen? Again, go read these niggas shit. You could Google them. Just Google it and then click and read. Some of y'all brainwashed out, so y'all already know how that go. You got every excuse for everything. But overall, if you black and you wonder, well, damn, what's up with this African shit? It was white people agenda to throw us off of our nationality. And it's working somewhat. Meaning it's working now, the later half, from the later half of the 1900s as we move forward, it's working. But before then, you niggas was like, I got Indian in my family and I don't want to hear that nonsense. That's why on Boys in the Hood, he was like, we from Africa. And the little other boy was like, you from Africa, you African booty scratcher. Back then, that was funny because everybody had the perspective of the little badass boy that called him an African booty scratcher. The fuck out of here, you trying to pump that bullshit shit? The shorty said, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. Basically telling the nigga, I'm from the tribe, blood. What is you talking about, nigga? I'm black, I'm from here, nigga, Crenshaw Mafia. That part. The gang is more tribal and more y'all culture and heritage than any other thing y'all pull for. Y'all pull African all you want. Shorty and Boys in the Hood was a genius. That part. They said, I'm from Crenshaw Mafia, now I get my brother to shoot you in your face, nigga. I know that sound harsh, but Shorty knew his shit. Like everybody else back in them days, y'all would have said the same thing. Some of y'all did. You said, I ain't African, nigga. You said African booty scratching ass nigga, not me. That was a normal phrase around blacks. African booty scratcher. But we wasn't African ourselves, so you get it? Fuck, we care. But movies like that, things like that, they help to push those agendas. Meaning it's a real European agenda that started over in Europe. London to be exact. That's why Marcus Garvey, he lived the later half of his life in London and died there. And that, you get it? White people give them their respects. If you ever wondering, well, these niggas were so much against the system, why the fuck they get so much notoriety by it? Shit, you can look up Marcus Garvey right now, nigga, but you ain't gonna be able to look up nobody else. that was like fighting for black people. That part. Meaning during the times this was happening, they wasn't that famous. People was going against them. W.E.B. Du Bois started going against what's this dude that did the Atlanta Compromise? Damn, I forget his name. I think it was Frederick Douglass, but I think I'm wrong on that. But if you look up the Atlanta Compromise, W.E.B. Du Bois was part of that. I did a video explaining that. That's when they sold black people out from getting higher education and convince you niggas to just take trades and shit. So you see in the daytime, y'all not going to be scientists or nothing. Y'all just try to get quick trades. The Atlanta Compromise is the start of that. Y'all leaders, the sellouts, they made an agreement with white people that if they pay for like, you know, our trades and shit like that, so we could get into the working field, then they will convince people to do that. During them times, black people is going to get higher education. Niggas is like George Washington Carver and shit. Y'all want to be scientists. You got to remember your ancestors, they refer to as witches, meaning they fuck with the roots of the plants. They got an understanding of alchemy or chemistry. This is science. So it's in our natural nature to be like, you get it? Intellectuals. So back in them time, black people was scholars. You're looking to go to college for long periods of time. So they want to put a stop to that. Meaning back in George Washington Carver times, a lot of black people would have been following that kind of suit. If you think I'm lying, then why you think these niggas that y'all honor so much were so debonair like that? You know, your W.E.B. Du Boises. And again, during the 1800s, black people was on a high education shit. Nobody want no trade, nigga, get out of here with that. I ain't fixing no car blood, I'm gonna be a whole scientist, nigga. Like the big homie George Washington Carver. That part, they had to get y'all mind somewhere else. So the popular amongst y'all gets sold out. And that's what the Atlanta Compromise was about. Us being convinced by our own that we should just take little trades. That way we could get into the working field and earn some money. Y'all respect people, then y'all do what they say. Now, when you fast forward in today's times, you niggas is trying to get trades. Y'all have every little education, and y'all just trying to get jobs right quick. And that was the whole point of it. And white people are still financing it. It's called financial aid or some shit, nigga. And so that's what the Atlanta Compromise was about. And your own sold you out, but they ain't really your own, because these niggas is from the Caribbean islands. You gotta remember, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Trinidad, all them places was colonized before North America. Italy, Spain, Portugal, they went there in 1492 before they even got to the north side. That was like 1610. Do you follow? In that, the Caribbean islands people were civilized before the people on this side. In that, they working against the indigenous people on this side and their own side. They're capturing the indigenous people, selling them to the white people so they could bring them to Europe and sell them. They're doing the same to us. So W.E.B. Du Bois and them, they coming from, you get it? A place that was developed before ours. In that, they a little ahead of the game than us. But they fully was aware of what they was doing. If I've got something wrong and you like a black person that followed this African thing, well then you just explain to me why was they in Europe doing whatever they was doing before they brought that here. It's that simple. Meaning if you got it in your mind, I'm just trying to tear down blacks. If I'm wrong on something, then you bring it to my attention. Other than that, I'm gonna assume like I've been assuming that you niggas already know everything I said. And y'all doing the same bullshit these niggas was doing in the past, keeping us dumb on knowing our nationality for whatever little bit of fame and a little bit of money y'all could get. That part. Whoever pumping that African shit to you that ain't just the followers in it. That part. Is anything I'm saying not making fucking sense in reality? Cause I swear all them niggas that pump that African shit, they go to jail for raping all kind of crooked goddamn shit. And they all are scam artists and shit. But they represent us. That part. No, they don't. They Africans, like they said, nigga. They come from the sellouts of old. And we ain't got nothing to do with that shit. And a lot of y'all need to start waking up to that. We're getting fucking exploited generation after generation. Everybody that follow that African shit, of course, some of y'all just gullible. You don't know. You think like, no, that is. You know how it is. Whatever you heard first, that's what you want to go with. But y'all might want to come to terms that all that shit was done to keep y'all stagnant and not knowing y'all nationality. And so if you ask any Pan-African motherfucker in the daytime, what country is you from, nigga? Stop telling me you African. What's your goddamn nationality? The country. I'm just gonna keep telling you African, nigga. You get my point? Meaning that shit don't go nowhere. It's just stay the same thing. They gotta wake everybody up to knowing that they African. But what's the goddamn goal though, nigga? Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, you got these agendas to keep us stuck in on fucking stupid generation after generation. I don't know why y'all don't see it. Otherwise, you tell me when y'all going to Africa or what's the point? Because we all in America, so I don't even get it for that reason. But fuck you in America talking about you African. But cool, when you leaving? Oh, that ain't a part of y'all goal? It's just to brainwash us all into saying we African? So we can sit around here saying we African. Otherwise, one of these panhead monkeys need to come tell me what is the goal. That part. And so if you a Pan-African fool, I don't ever want y'all to think like, I'm not playing with y'all. I don't ever want y'all to think it's a joke. Y'all be like online debating with other niggas. Y'all snake motherfuckers. Y'all are disrespect to the ancestors. You're standing on American soil. You don't know no Africa. Why you pumping that shit? That part. And so like I said before, I don't play that African shit in my face, nigga. That's real talk. I know exactly what that is. You niggas think y'all slick. Y'all doing that shit now with the young. Dumbing them the fuck out. Otherwise, if you a Pan-African nigga, what you doing? Meaning if you a Pan-African follower, what you doing besides running your mouth? But then going to clock into work the next day. That part. You watching Sonetta and them niggas, but you ain't going no fucking where. Y'all running around here looking all dirty, promoting poverty. Our people fly. What the fuck is y'all smoking? We come from the native indigenous people. Fur coat wearing motherfuckers. Not dusty dashiki wearing motherfuckers. Where you promoting, we don't have to take baths. Go to Africa with that shit. We wash our ass on this side, nigga. Niggas in Africa wash their ass with dirt and ashes, nigga. Y'all can go over there and do that. Brainwash niggas over there with that. That part. Them niggas from the Caribbean islands that came over here in the late 1800s, you know, your Henry Sylvesters, your W.E.B. Du Boises, your Marcus Garveys. Go brainwash your own fucking people. Why don't you do that? And I wish one of you niggas lie and tell me Marcus Garvey ain't. Tell me that nigga ain't from the Caribbean islands. Ain't no nigga I just named a North American black. The last time I checked, a Haitian nigga don't care that much about a fucking North American black if he never been over here. They don't know y'all. In Trinidad, they don't know y'all like that, nigga, unless they been over here. They will sell y'all out right now. They don't know y'all. So don't act like, oh, that wouldn't happen. Why? They don't know y'all. They know Europeans, nigga. Nigga name is Jean-Claude Van Damme, blood. That's Haitian niggas, they. I'm sorry. Haitian niggas be having names like that, blood. Jean-Claude Van Damme, my nigga. What's the nigga from the Fugees' name? Wyclef Jean, nigga. You gotta get y'all, man. Listen, blood, I'm tired of talking to y'all. Like I said, man, I'm Chief Elder, man. I just come to put y'all up on game. If you a Pan-African monkey, hopefully you grass, you feel me? Y'all welcome to get on board. But all that African dumb lie shit, maybe y'all need to reread y'all shit. Cause having your head up a nigga ass that sold you out. Gonna make up all the weird shit you want. Talking about, no, they just wrote that like that. Blah, we stuck, nigga. It's cool to believe in whatever you want, then it's still reality to measure it to. From what I see in reality, that African shit got to do with just keeping us stuck and stagnant. Otherwise, we could have been already filling out petitions to get it crystal clear that we want to be referred to as American, and you can get that African part off, because that's there to cause confusion. And you just refer to us as original Americans or Americans. And then from there, we could file more petitions to get more things, but it need to start there. We need to be acknowledged as the Americans, or the original people of this place while y'all are coming over here. From there, we need to get a little law and order understood. Meaning we need all the foreigners to understand this ain't white people land. They just came here and took shit over, but don't be bombing shit over here, nigga. You got a problem with Europeans, bomb Europe. Don't bomb America, motherfucker. We under the same conditions as y'all. You got a problem with white people, take that shit up with them. Yeah, they over here, but this ain't their place, nigga. We named after it. This our place. And so if you a foreigner, please stop saying dumb shit like we need to convince Americans. Blood, y'all talking about white people. We Americans, not them. Refer to them as whatever they are, which is your own. And niggas over in Israel talking about we gotta get the Americans to understand. Nigga, shut the fuck up. You mean you need to get your own white buddies over here to understand? We don't need to understand nothing. We need everybody to stop trying to brainwash us into they fucking problems. If you're a fucking Arab and you got a problem with fucking Israel, take that shit over there. Simple, nigga. You an African or some shit, take your fucking problems over there. We got our own problems, nigga. We on our own land and don't even know the fuck we are. Y'all all over here tricking the shit out of us. Excuse my language, but fuck that. Y'all all coming over here with y'all fucking tricks, nigga. The white people sending y'all and shit over here to trick us. Get out of here. Let's get our shit together first. And so that's what we need to be doing. The fuck is all y'all brown people from? Cause y'all all ain't us. They sending other brown motherfuckers over here to trick us, and y'all falling for that shit. Talking about, no, I'm African. Nigga, you ain't never been to Africa. Niggas trying to trick you out your own lands where you was born at. That part. And so y'all need to wake the fuck up. There's a lot of space in North America not being used that we can use. It fucking belong to us. And every national forest, nigga, we should be able to roam in that shit and do as we choose with it. That's all that's left of the original lands. That part. Mind you, we can get everything I just said. We just gotta be on the same accord. That's what they have fucking petitions for. So you can petition the federal government to be like, yo, we need to be referred to as Americans only, and you can remove the African, and you can't argue with us about it because y'all named us. So shut the fuck up. Meaning, what can the government tell you? Y'all not Americans? Well, why y'all named us that? Why y'all didn't name y'allself that? Why didn't y'all name the Africans that came over here that shit? That part. They named us that because that's what they do everywhere they go. They name whoever the place belonged to. They named them after it. That part. It's not even the discussion. We just don't know. We never asked. And that's why we don't have it. But it's that simple. A petition and over 100 fucking names on it. And from that day forward, we just be referred to as Americans. No extra shit on, no confusion attached. From there, now we got measure, we got merit, we got leeway to demand things and get immediate action, nigga. Fuck you gonna tell me I am the person of this place and I can't get nothing? You can't acknowledge I'm the person of this place and not give me nothing. That part. But y'all running around saying a bunch of dumb shit that don't make no sense in reality and history. Y'all got fake made up history y'all making up as y'all go. Watering down the real history. And that shit is all a part of the agenda. To have us all blurting out different things so we look stupid as a whole nation. Some of y'all saying y'all African, and some of y'all saying y'all Native American, and some of y'all saying any old dumb thing you could think of. As a nation of people, we look stupid and confused. All Mexicans say they Mexican. You don't see no nation of people have any confusion on who they are as a people. You get the black people, you niggas everything on the planet. And you don't think that was an agenda. You think stupidity of that caliber is by mistake? How the fuck can somebody forget who they is by mistake? I'll say it again. At some point as a people, we completely forgot where the fuck we come from and who we are. And you want me to believe we just magically caught fucking amnesia for no reason? For real? Nobody did nothing like knock us over the head or nothing. You niggas can't be that dumb. That part. If you niggas all running around here confused on what y'all are, that means somebody did that shit on purpose. That's like me and my sister running around talking about my daddy is this person and she talking about her daddy this person. We got the same daddy and mother, me and my sister. We look exactly the fucking same. How the fuck could we both forget that shit? How's that possible? Where now she's saying her daddy African. How'd that happen? That part. Our mother or somebody we trust must have confused us. Otherwise, that wouldn't just happen by mistake. You think the Pan-African niggas think they African, and some of y'all think y'all Native Americans, and some of y'all think y'all white, some of y'all think y'all Arabs, because that's the new thing coming. You think that's by mistake? Because ain't no other race having that problem. We just magically retarded like that. No. We got sold out by other brown races of people. And it's still happening. Farrakhan is a North American black, or is that nigga from the Caribbean islands somewhere? It's still happening. You niggas keep letting other niggas that look black, that look North American, black, trick y'all. And keep y'all dumb and low, generation after fucking generation. Otherwise, you explain to me when the results gonna kick in off of whatever the fuck y'all been doing off the last 100 years. If you taking offense, I wouldn't care. I'm a part of the generations y'all was supposed to be working for. If you were elder older than 41, y'all was supposed to be putting in work for us. I should slap the shit out of every elder. I wish y'all say something. Some of you old ass niggas blackball me. I should put my foot in your ass. Some of y'all think I'm playing. How about all the people my age and younger, we just start beating the fuck out of our elders since y'all want to sell us out? How about that? That part. This shit could go a whole nother way. If you young, you better start paying the fucking attention. They got the weak lesser half of us selling out the other half. That's the old farts, nigga. They got the old farts selling us out, dumbing us out. And y'all can play dumb all y'all want. Y'all know what I'm saying is the truth, nigga. You got an old fucking fart right now manipulating the shit out you. And you ain't getting shit out of it. Nigga got you out here looking dumb as fuck while he benefiting. That's a lie? I'm lying, nigga? That part. And so I wish one of you old bitches say something to me, nigga. Shut up. Pan-African shit is some sellout shit, nigga. And like I said, we should put our hands on you niggas. Cause I know ain't none of y'all dumb. Meaning if you a black person and you hearing what I'm saying, you ain't stupid, nigga. They got the same ears you got. That part. Why they still pushing it? I take offense. Like, hold on, nigga. Once a nigga straighten you out and you ain't really got nothing to say, why you still playing? Why they still playing on the African shit? The cat out the bag already. It's a stagnance thing. Now, why they still playing with it, though? What's going to happen of it? We going to Africa? What is the results? When they kicking in? That part. You niggas don't even want nothing. Again, niggas supposed to be fighting for your liberty. When that shit kick in? When? Because y'all follow these niggas. I should slap this shit out y'all too. The fans and followers. Why y'all keep following niggas that sell us out like y'all stupid? I'm gonna say it again. Polite came, this nigga was selling status corrections and shit. And y'all kept following him after that. How about I slap the shit out of y'all? How about I round up the niggas from the street that I know that sell dope and shit and really don't care about none of this wisdom shit y'all got going? Now how about we just start slapping the dog shit out of y'all? And I tell them like, yo, you could just take whatever they got. Like, that's what's in it for you. This people life, nigga. While y'all on this bitch playing, you got niggas selling dope. You got niggas drunk on the fucking corner, drinking beer, talking about they African. Niggas doing bad, you niggas sitting around playing. That shit ain't funny. A bunch of young niggas bought status corrections from Polite for $500 a pop. How about I pull up and slap the shit out y'all and get that money back? Y'all paid that shit back? How about that? How about we really stop playing with y'all and OD on y'all? How about that? Cause I could make it happen. Oh, I got the voice for it. You niggas owe. And that ain't talk, nigga. I believe that in my heart. I will slap the shit out of one of y'all, nigga, and dig right in your pockets. You ain't dumb, nigga. Y'all know what y'all doing. And don't nobody better get me twisted. I live in Harlem in New York with these niggas. Ain't nobody doing nothing. They scamming y'all. And y'all actually sitting around like bozos going with it. That's why I say I should slap y'all too. Black people ain't as stupid as they like to act. Y'all like to go along and play dumb. Y'all better stop selling each other the fuck out. That shit is stupid. Y'all doing that shit and ain't even barely got nothing. I'ma say it again. Look at the niggas that's selling y'all out because they ain't even barely getting nothing for it. So what's the point, nigga? Niggas is out here selling each other out for fun. Y'all out here selling each other out for fucking attention. And selling out y'all young. That mean every nigga my age, we was all in them streets selling dope. I got bullet holes in me. That mean all these old niggas that's older than me, they sold us out to that. What you gonna say, no? We just woke up on our own and say, yo, I wanna sell dope. We wanna live in the projects. Nigga, y'all sold us out. That part, when them nigga, when the government came and started dropping drugs and guns off to the black kids, telling them to lie and say they found those guns, they came off the train tracks and shit like that. Teaching them gang shit, which is basically military shit. This is why gang members is red and blue. Talking in fucking military code, but a nigga from the gang ain't never been to the military, but he talking number codes and hand signals like he from Vietnam or some shit. Y'all ever wonder about that? You a blood of Crip right now. Why you talk like a nigga from Vietnam? Why? Y'all like 031, 187, all these fucking cop talk. Why is that? How y'all a street gang? Y'all talk like cops, nigga, and government people. And you think you didn't get sold out? Y'all better wake up. Y'all running around here living out white people shit that niggas from y'all own sold y'all out on. That part. They got their little bread and they notoriety, and here you niggas is suffering generation after generation. So a nigga could have a moment. Cause an old nigga wanted to know what it feel like to drive in a Cadillac. He sold his whole race out, his whole block or some shit. Then y'all act like y'all dumb and don't notice this. You niggas will sit around here pump, oh, Silas, he a sellout. Nigga, y'all owe me. What the fuck I took from y'all? I've been taking hits and shit for y'all when I tell y'all shit like this. That's what I've been getting, nigga. Thank you for the non-support. But again, y'all need to get on a fucking level. Stop letting people say y'all out time after time, nigga. If you a Pan-African monkey, you a fucking American. This ain't about y'all getting dusted off and kicked to the side. It's about y'all getting on board, nigga. Why is you running around here pumping agendas that's already proven to you? It's a sellout party. Y'all ain't benefiting off it. If you think benefiting off some shit got to do with getting from your own people to do absolutely nothing, then what we talking about? Convincing niggas they African, and we donating to you for that. For what? We going somewhere? Because being in America talking about we African looks completely stupid. It's like an African over in Africa talking about he truly an American. You know what they would say? Well, take your ass to America. That's what anybody would say anywhere. So if you are African, or you believe you are, you shouldn't take offense. Take your ass back to Africa. Say, I don't know what country I'm from. Who cares? You kicked out here, nigga. You said you ain't got shit to do with the shit here, so you can figure that out on your own time. And get back on the slave ship that brought you over here. And I stand on everything I said. And I hope it's some of y'all out there that's real that stand on shit too, nigga. Cause y'all running around here getting the bottom share of shit for no goddamn reason. You got other races walking around here like they got more seniority than you. That part. Y'all literally walk around here truly believing like we don't supposed to be here. Why? And y'all better wake up if you black. You better start looking at every goddamn body else like you ain't supposed to be here. So please act like I'm the fucking, you get it? It was a time where niggas would tell you go back to Africa. And the nigga ain't even from here himself. You have a whole Spaniard, Spain telling you go to Africa. Nigga from Ireland or some shit and to tell a black person, take your ass to Africa. We don't even know nothing about no Africa, nigga. Why don't you go back where you came from? If everybody left here and went back to where they came from, it'd only be black people here. The ones called African Americans. You know why? We don't have no visa to go nowhere else. Meaning don't no other country view us as a citizen of it. A nationality of it. Let's say you from England, but you was born in America. You ain't got no visa to go into England. But you can go into England if something happened. If they bomb or nuke America right now, everybody that's from another nationality other than America, you can go back to your country. Even if you never been there, let y'all in. Because your nationality say you from there. Ain't nobody letting us in nowhere. While y'all running around here playing games, they fuck around and nuke America. Everybody got somewhere to go back to except for us. We gonna be real slaves, nigga. When we got to beg somebody, can we please come into y'all country? Because we were so dumb we didn't know that was ours and they destroyed it. Again, if they bomb this place, everybody that's an African gonna take their ass back to Africa and they gonna be accepted in. And every nigga you see over here that's Puerto Rican gonna take his ass back to Puerto Rico, and everybody Mexican gonna go back to Mexico, and so on and so forth. You follow? And nigga that's Caucasian, the Europeans, they gonna go back to their European countries if they bomb this place. Even the Jews. They gonna go back to their European countries. But when they come down to them people called African America, we gonna be assed out. We gonna be sitting here in fucking. We gonna be sitting in fucking nuclear missile fog trying to figure it out. Talking about where can we go? Maybe we getting to Canada. That part. Ain't nobody gonna accept us, nigga, cause America, y'all African Americans. That mean y'all American. You get it? And we ain't got room for the motherfuckers that's coming already. And that's a real thing that could happen. Meaning if you a black person, you better think on that. They nuke this place tomorrow. And niggas start evacuating. Where you going? It's beautiful you like to say, I'm African, but where you going? That part. Whoever ain't from here or they nationality somewhere else, that place gonna let them in whether they got a visa or not, cause a nuke coming to America. And that's their nationality. They gotta let them come. Mexicans can't be turned away cause they ain't got a visa. The place getting nuked. What the fuck? You gotta let us in. They ain't gotta let us in though. We ain't Mexican. You say, well, fuck that. We gonna go to Europe. They ain't gotta let us in. We ain't European. We gonna try to sneak back to Africa, nigga. We ain't from Africa, so you can forget that shit. That part, y'all gonna learn that day. Like, oh shit, we are Americans, and we let niggas exploit us and our whole fucking place out. And did nothing of it. And Solid said something. Now we sitting here in missile fucking smoke coughing, trying to figure out where we gonna go. And if you think that ain't a reality that could happen tomorrow, you niggas is high. Basically, we letting people come to our place and do whatever the fuck they want and cause any problems they want, and then they gonna leave. And we gonna be stuck here. And so I hope some of y'all get that through y'all brain. We got to start doing things now as a nation. I'm not talking like individuals. As a nation, we got to start doing things and getting things set up here in America for us. Niggas out here going to wars. Y'all high? Again, there's much land in North America that ain't being used. We need to get that. That's our safe haven for when niggas get to start to tripping in these cities. We don't have to deal with that madness. You get my point? As of now, we can't even go in the fucking national rainforest. You got Caucasians telling you where to go. That part. Mind you, still got indigenous people running around in the national forest. That's why they tell y'all don't go to Yellowstone Park. They gonna tell your ass don't go past that point, my nigga. You on your fucking own, cause the forest is endless. I know y'all like to think that shit end, but it don't. Go too far, nigga, you gonna get ate by indigenous people. That's basically what they don't want to tell y'all. If you go too far out, you gonna run into wild man. That's basically indigenous people, your own ancestors, and they gonna kill you. That's like the Sentinel Islands people. Look that up. Sentinel Island. Sentinel Island. Off the Indian continent. Pull up over there, they gonna kill you. Like that. And so that's any rainforest you could think of, or any national forest you could think of. If it's big, they gonna tell you don't go beyond this point or that point, cause you're gonna get ate. You gotta remember the forest is the supermarket. Everything there ain't no store. Indigenous tribe come across you, you gonna be dinner. They in the forest looking for something to hunt for dinner. Every day. And so if they come across your civilized ass, they gonna be eating African American cheeseburgers, feel me? Out of you. And so if you black, I hope you grass. If you a old ass sellout, I hope you grass too. Meaning I hope y'all ain't take offense, but I wouldn't care if y'all do. But I hope y'all grasp. That's the point. Meaning if you a Pan-African monkey, a fake Hebrew Israelite, or any other thing that got y'all stagnant, I hope y'all get it and get on board with reality. But if y'all don't, I wouldn't care. If you take offense, then fucking take offense. You a sellout. But hopefully y'all grasp the point. Meaning I hope ain't nobody that's a goddamn sellout, whether gullible or not. I mean by mistake or not. I hope you don't think this got to do with somebody talking to y'all nice. You a sellout. You better be lucky niggas don't put their hands on you. And so the chastising y'all getting coming from this side, like that. I don't think a lot of y'all realize that y'all get killed behind this shit, nigga. Otherwise, produce whatever y'all supposed to be doing. Cause y'all scammed hella niggas, so show us something y'all did, or get rolled down on. It could be that part. Y'all done scam more motherfuckers than y'all even know. People's mothers and all kind of shit that y'all don't even know. Shit could get ugly at any moment for y'all while y'all carrying on. That's why I said I hope y'all ain't taking offense and you grasping what I'm saying on a real level, because this shit could go ugly for y'all. I know y'all don't think people scared of y'all. Y'all the goofiest motherfuckers on the planet, the most black people. Y'all play niggas. What y'all do besides argue and never do nothing? Huh? Part. Only thing you niggas could do is go sell us out to a white man and try to like get us blackballed or some shit, or assist a white nigga in whacking one of us. But outside of that, the fuck y'all doing? Who tough over there? I'm just asking who, cause I ain't seen not one nigga that look like he going. You know what I told you about them niggas that ain't gonna go? And they could be bullied into saying anything. Before you pick a leader, you make sure that nigga gonna hold his own. Otherwise, the nigga gonna get told anything. I stand on my own. I said whatever I said, blood, nigga. Anybody can pull up. I stand on what I said, nigga. Meaning the whole Hebrew Israelite, the whole Pan-African community could pull up. What I said is what I said. One man, just like that, nigga, what's happening? I'll run through as many as you niggas I can until y'all overcome me, but y'all some sellouts, nigga. That part. Ain't nobody manipulating me to say nothing. Whatever I'm saying, I said it. You ain't never got to question that. You ain't never got to question, man. I wonder if somebody twist Solid Sorrow made blood. Ain't nobody twist nothing over here. You can get that shit clean out your head. Now, with them niggas, I don't know. They look a little delicate to me. Like a little desperate for attention, like a nigga might go with anything. And so I'll say it again, if you were part of one of them groups, I hope y'all get it. Like the damage y'all doing. But don't. Because at some point, these young savages, meaning I'm beyond them years, I'm 41. But these little 20, 30-year-old niggas growing up, gonna start attacking y'all. That part. Otherwise, what y'all doing? Where's the schools and that trips back to Africa? Where's everything at? Or we supposed to just be sitting here stuck talking about I'm African. Those of y'all that don't go with it, what you supposed to just sit around? Listening to niggas brainwash your up and coming young year after year with this shit? While you don't even agree on it yourself? Like that, what we doing? That part, y'all just playing dumb ass games against yourselves. And so if you got kids, you better think about some of the things I'm saying. We need to get our kids above this system, the orders and status and all the goofy money games, the monopoly shit. We need to get them back into nature. That's the land. Right now, y'all dependent on society, and that y'all will sell each other out for a chance to get the American dream or society bullshit. You get it? And it's because y'all depending on the society. Meaning y'all eat, get clothed, get housing. It's all dependent on the society. Whoever owns the society, so y'all stuck kissing their ass. If they feel like y'all need to compete against each other, then so y'all have to. You get it? In that, we don't never get no progress. We don't never get shit. We just be stuck kissing niggas' ass that call the shots. Generation after generation like a bozo. And so we got to get off that dumb shit. That's the most important thing. We need to get the young back into nature so they can get an understanding of the resources that's ending up on the shelves. So they can understand the importance of having your own country land as a nation. An individual could have land, but that don't mean nothing. That nigga gonna be dealing with the society as an individual, selling out the rest. As a nation of people, we need land. So as a nation of people, we have resources to bargain with. We can make our own monopoly if y'all desperate for paper. But overall, we got to get our young on that accord. Don't be dependent on nobody's fucking system to live life. Learn how to make clothes with the resources. Learn how to farm and eat, have food with the resources, the seeds. Learn how to build with the nature around you. You got tree wood all around you. Get to cutting it down. You don't got to be slaving and working in nobody's system till you die, paying rent till you die, when there's fucking trees all around you. Cut 3-4 of them down, get your friend, and y'all build yourselves some houses. And the time it take y'all to build it is the cost of that house. We got our young and our old sitting on the corner with cups begging for change and shit. They ain't got nothing to do and displaced. That part. They could be out in the forest, my nigga, at least having food every day. Cause the forest always producing. Some of y'all starving right now, why? Oh, cause you can't just walk into the forest and do you, that's why. There's rules against that. But it don't have to be like that if we come together. Everybody concerned about they self and they self making it through the day, and that y'all not thinking about the people that's in conditions that y'all all gonna end up in. The same way they throwing Puffy under the bus right now, y'all ain't thinking about those of y'all that's next. Same way when Cosby was getting thrown under the bus, Puffy wasn't thinking about he was next. So he wasn't saying nothing. That part. Y'all watching each other get finished off as individuals. But y'all gonna have that same fate after. And it's the same with us as civilians. We sitting around watching a show like a dummy, but y'all gonna get the same fate, just in a different way. That part. When that COVID or some new shit come wipe you niggas out. That part. That's that attack on y'all, not the stars. They attack them like how you see, where they just slander their legacy so that their kids can't never eat again. Puffy kids ain't gonna be able to eat after he gone. But if his legacy was still good, you get it? A bad boy and whatever Puff did, revolt, you feel me? That's generation. When he die, he gonna leave that to his sons. And they gonna have power and pull. Do you follow? And whoever wanna have their show on revolt, that part. Now Puffy kids can tell them and bully them and say, nigga, do this and that, how y'all get did now. White man smart, he say we got to not let that happen. That part. They got too much influence if we give them the power too. By the time the next generation come, they kids gonna be running the show and our kids gonna be kissing their ass. So you know what the white people do? They say just slander the shit out of all the niggas. Whoever get big amongst them that can have a lot of influence, well, slander them when they old and shit and they don't need them no more. And that they kids won't eat, it'll stop with them. Otherwise, you tell me why Richard Pryor kids ain't. Why they ain't that shit? What Martin kids doing? What Eddie Murphy kids doing? Why it ain't generation? Why with the stars it stopped with them? And they kids can't seem to get a proper spark. Because of what I just told you, nigga. They slander y'all motherfucking daddy so they starve y'all out. That part, while y'all sitting around watching niggas get tore down. Y'all sitting on here laughing, oh, Puffy is a pervert, blah, blah, blah. They attacking that man kids. They trying to starve out his kids, nigga. He already ate. None of this shit don't matter for him. Puff almost 60, blah. You think he here? He like 55, 56. Do you think he fucking really here? If y'all starve him out now? That part, that nigga got money hidden somewhere. He gonna be fine. But his kids and they kids, what they gonna do? That part. Starve, nigga. They gonna be like a lot of these stars out here that y'all see their kids now. What Tupac kids got if he got any? Nah. What do these dead stars people got? They don't even got access to get on. That part. You know why? Like I told you, these corporations that they work for, after they done with them, they make sure that you niggas will get no inheritance. That's the fame and notoriety and the influence they have. It will not carry over to you niggas. And that, y'all starve out. Little Eazy-E ain't as popular as his daddy. He looked just like him. He rapped better than his daddy because his daddy couldn't rap for shit, but somehow he can't get on. That don't make no sense. How the boy look just like the daddy, rap better than the daddy? The daddy ain't even really had no talent, but the boy do. But he can't get a record deal and his daddy could? How can the fucking daddy can't rap and got a record deal and the son can't? Why Dr. Dre and them ain't put his son in that movie? So he have a chance. They let Ice Cube's son play while they ain't let him play. So he could get some money in his pocket. Nigga, I'll say it one more time. When they attack niggas, so they kids can't eat. That part. Somebody told them he can't be in this movie. Cause Eric Wright children ain't eating, nigga. But they don't want to tell him that. Your daddy blackballed the fuck off. They said he had AIDS. All that shit was on purpose, nigga, so y'all don't eat. And it wouldn't matter how much we cry, you can't be in this movie. That part. And Will Smith kids gonna be just like that. After this shit. And it's gonna carry over to Puff Daddy kids. What do Bill Cosby kids do? That part. They destroying the shit out of us. Use niggas up, then bleed y'all out, then finish y'all off. Meaning they gonna drain that nigga Puff pockets and lawsuits, and then that part, nigga. You won't have shit to leave to your kids. You're just gonna have enough to live out the rest of your days, motherfucker. You're gonna be like Cosby. You good, you got your house, you got enough money to last you for the rest of the days, nigga, but what that bank account looking like? Shit empty than a motherfucker. You better know Cosby spent bank trying. You get it? Blood probably went half a broke fighting that shit. While y'all all young on here, helping to tear down y'all own, it's an attack against y'all. So just remember that. Meaning it might not be your daddy, but it is going to be next go round, and that's an attack against you. And even if you a civilian, it's the same for you. If you see them slandering your daddy, that's an attack against you. So you can't eat after your daddy already did his thing. That part. Y'all be helping with this dumb shit. Y'all better open y'all eyes up if you black. Start understanding why we really have to get unified. Some of us doing the right, but y'all better wisen up. Even the ones of y'all that are doing it right, you better wisen up. This shit could turn on you in a heartbeat. That part. If we don't fucking come together and start establishing who we are as a nation and having demands that we want met, Not goofy online talk, but demands to the federal government of what we want as a nation. We ain't gonna be a nation in 10 years from now. Niggas gonna be mixed breeded all the way out and dead, meaning we can become extinct through mixed breeding. Meaning if you look at black people in the daytime, I see a lot of y'all dating outside the race. I ain't against it, but it's becoming the bulk of y'all. If that continue on and you niggas keep blowing each other's brains out like y'all do, shit, in the year 2030, 2040, the blackest nigga you might see might look like me. In regards to black ass brown skin, you know the beauty of the race that we got? That be ashamed of theyself, the black motherfuckers that's ashamed of theyself right now. You won't see none of them niggas again. And I'm not just saying that. My son mother black, crispy black. That part. The blacker, the more glorious. The more glorious. That's how I feel. Otherwise, you tell me why my son mother is black like tar, nigga. She ain't black, I'm exaggerating. You know what I mean? She don't like it like all y'all that's black. Y'all got a problem with y'all black, but you get my point? I put some grease on your ass and be shiny black. Ain't nothing glorious, more glorious than that. And my son mother got nice hair and all of that. It's long and shit, you get my point? I want to be light-skinned out this motherfucker. And so y'all keep it up. You ain't gonna see no more black motherfuckers. There ain't really that many. I ain't seen the black crispy in a minute. When the last time you seen the black crispy? Black! Shit, I ain't seen one in a little while. Y'all looking like my complexion out here a little bit too much. Everybody. The blackest black niggas a shade darker than me. Nigga not even black. He ain't even dark brown. The nigga is regular brown. That's what a black nigga is in the daytime. A regular brown looking nigga. And I ain't even seen the dark brown nigga in a minute. But you like, damn, he dark skinned brown. I rarely. In regards to a black, you know, when I was growing up, it was some black niggas. What happened to y'all? Oh, y'all have Puerto Rican girlfriends, I forgot. White girlfriends. You know them black ass seal niggas, they like to go light. They don't want their kids to be black like them. But when they do that, then the kid be a whole nother nationality. Again, the blackest nigga you ever find, this nigga gonna have a Puerto Rican chick, I bet you. He'll have a Chinese chick. I'm lying? The black niggas that be black, they don't be having the lightest motherfuckers on the planet you ever seen. Where you wondering like, God damn, nigga, how'd you even pull that? You black as hell. Part. Let that continue on as it's been. And y'all keep blowing each other's brains out. And by the year 2050, it won't be no black people left. Y'all will all be like halfers. Basically what a lot of the young generation is now. They mama's one race and they daddy another race. In that, I wouldn't be surprised. If that's the whole point of the plan, for niggas to be dumbed out and not know their nationality and then to get mixed breeded out into every nationality so they don't fucking exist anymore. Because that's why y'all do that. Because y'all don't know who y'all are anyway, so it don't matter. But if y'all had a full understanding of who y'all were, y'all would be like, hold on, we need to make sure some of us stay pure. That part. Y'all gonna be African, Puerto Rican, and everything else except for what we are in the future. Meaning the generations to come, they gonna be mixed breeds of other races of people. Ain't nobody gonna be a black American though. It's already like that. Y'all don't claim black American, y'all claim everything else. But I'm telling you, that's gonna be real. Right now, y'all just dumb talking. But in the time to come, all that's going to be a reality. And y'all going to really be mixed out like that. And so hopefully y'all grasp. Now I'm departing. If any of you guys want to give back, you can click the link in my description. When I give y'all deep knowledge like this, y'all got to know it costs me friction. People want to keep y'all dumb and shit. They want to keep y'all on whatever accord y'all on. A lot of time people be thinking like y'all slaves to people and they property. So you get it? Probably think I'm telling you this so I can own y'all. I don't want y'all. Y'all belong to whoever y'all belong to. Hopefully one day y'all belong to y'all own goddamn self. Start moving together as a unit. But until then, grasp. When I give y'all these deep lessons, whether it be one on Christianity, this thing or that thing, you got whole groups and followings of these things. And they take offense. You got a lot of people brainwashed so they don't get it. They take offense. In that, they do whatever they can do in secret to try to, like, you get it? Interfere with my finances or whatever they can. Of course, I don't control YouTube, you get it? I'm sure there's a Christian, a Jew, or something higher up, you get it, in these forums. And so they try to blackball me off and do whatever I can because of certain things I'm telling y'all. And so I hope y'all give back. Make sure I'm good. Like y'all said in the time in the past, you better keep this nigga right here safe. I'm worrying about y'all keeping me safe. I'll bust my own gun. But make sure y'all give back so I feed myself and all that. That's most important. So respect the knowledge. Really consider what was being said in this video and get it together. Because the youth out there suffering. I be seeing these little niggas looking too sad. And y'all see the same shit, man. You can sit here in front and play y'all like everything good with everybody cool. But on the real, I be looking at the young, they got way too much pain and pressure on them. And they like 20 and 21. And it's because of the society. Y'all keep letting the society raise them. And so the society tell them they need to have a whole bunch of dumb shit they cannot afford and don't even have a mind to even understand how to get it. And that they ending up in jail. They ending up with fucked up credit. By the time they really need that credit, you get it, they mad as shit because they like somebody done told me to do some dumb shit when I was young. That part. I look at the young, I be like, it's sad, man. They depressed. And the oldest, we just sitting around like retards. Selling niggas out. Not me, y'all. I try to tell these niggas the right thing, these young kids. That's why I don't try to be y'all friend. I curse the shit out one of y'all out. So you can remember, nigga, you were young. You better not get too grown where you don't listen no more. Otherwise, you're going to be fucked up in this life. And so if you young, always keep yourself open to listening to people older than you. And you better be able to discern the ones that's trying to sell your ass out up the road. You'll know which ones those are when they trying to tell you what to do too much. That part. An elder should let you be free, nigga. Just make sure you got morals. Make sure you know where you come from and don't lose yourself. Other than that, do your thing, nigga. I give you advice, but at the end of the day, you got to live your own life out. So you got to do what you want to do. I just give you the jewels. You got to sort through them how you need to sort through them in your own time. And so you get my point? If you young, y'all running around here moping around and shit. Y'all even dressing like how depressed people dress. That's how I know it's real. And so, if you an older person and you hear what I'm saying, y'all all on here doing YouTube videos of dumb shit, do something to help the youth. Some of y'all been drunks and alcoholics and you done got sober. That's your purpose and your calling. Help these young motherfuckers. They out here getting drunk and shit. Why they gotta go to the rehab center or some shit if you on YouTube already wasting your fucking time anyway? Wasted for a purpose. Shit, you can get on and be like, I was an alcoholic and I learned whatever I learned in AA and I'm AA costs a lot, so I'm doing free AA for you young niggas. Maybe y'all can give back. However you need to twerk it, nigga, but make whatever you're doing purposeful. We all online joking and acting goofy, and that's the shit that's being adapted by our young, and that's why they suffering so much. Cause they can't make no life for theyself outside of YouTube with that dumb shit. You get it? Niggas online doing dumb shit, y'all watch it, y'all mimic whatever y'all see. That's what young people do. But then in real life, when they turn 21 and 22, they can't do nothing with that in their life. That part. Now they ain't got no goddamn, no trade, no skill, no nothing. They know how to text on YouTube and mimic a YouTube video they seen. Now they running around here depressed. And you know where that's gonna lead? That part. Shooting each other. Cause they aggravated. The same way we all was aggravated when we turned 20. And we lived through our 20s and shit got a little rough like you get for everybody when you going through your 20s. You think you grown, real life slap you in the face. And you have to readjust your whole thinking process. Meaning if you young, that's what you're going to go through in your 20s, early 30s. You're going to get slapped all in your face by reality. Right now, you think you know every fucking thing, and everything with you is new. Your credit, everything. So you just fucking yourself up right now, but you on the good end of the fucking yourself up. Like we all was. But you gonna get to the bad end of your fucking yourself up, which is the end. And that's when life gonna slap you clean in your fucking face. And you gonna go through hardship. And if you don't adjust your mind and become mature and say, okay, I went through that, I gotta learn now. You're gonna be a dumb motherfucker, you get it? That when life slap you in your face, you're gonna be like all the old people you see that still low on the floor. That part. Everybody you see that soul that's low, that's what happened. Life slapped them clean in their face at 20-ish, 25 through 30 or something like that. And they've been sleeping on the floor ever since then. Not literally, but do you get my point? And so, these things can be avoided if we can get hold of these little niggas before society brainwash them out. Tell them, little nigga, you don't need nothing they showing you. No Cuban link, no big car, none of that. You need to secure yourself an income. More than that, you're supposed to have a place where they could go. I mean, you can go on and go to the country lands and learn what you need to learn. Come back to the society then, you know, after you get strengthened on your culture and who you is. And that you ain't dependent on the society. You can come into the society and do your thing with no worry. Y'all rushing, y'all like, I got to make some bread or I'm gonna be fucked. Imagine if you had a place where you could just relax. There ain't no bills or nothing for you. You good there. You can get your mind together there and think of your next move without having like bills and shit all up in your neck. That part. A lot of y'all will be doing a lot better right now. You didn't have a lot of time to think about what you want to do and all kind of things without that pressure on you like that. Because when you black, you be put in that kind of state where you like, I gotta take any little job I can get. Next thing you know, that be your next whole 15, 20 years. That was just a moment. You like, shit, I got to do this, but I ain't gonna do it for long. Next thing you know, it be long, and that's how we always get got. We be needing a little quick moment to catch up. I apologize. I got to use the restroom. In fact, I'm departing. Hopefully y'all grasp. Salam.